Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Huskers hoping for a little better luck on their home field than they've had their last two games as they run out to take on the Northwestern Wildcats. Keep it a two-score game. Tommy Armstrong on the keep. Hurdling a man. Armstrong lunging for the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. Spectacular run by Tommy Armstrong, soaring for 6. Armstrong to Abdullah, Amir Abdullah. Down and in for the touchdown, and the Huskers on top on the second rushing touchdown of the night from Amir Abdullah. Harburg under center, Fleeks is the deep back. Wide receivers left and right. Turn, back to throw, a play action look. Harburg going to take a shot downfield, has a man wide open. Malachi Coleman makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Trips to the near side. Kellogg gets a shotgun snap. Final play of the game. Ron waiting for the wideouts to get downfield. Launches the throw down toward the goal line. Going up. Ball tipped in the air. Caught. Touchdown. Northwestern cap. Nebraska wins the game on the final play of the contest. Oh, baby.
Other side of the 2-minute timeout. Minnesota 24, Nebraska 6. Looks like the Huskers will be licking their wounds.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough. I mean, I think I've always been really, I don't know what to say to you guys other than it wasn't good enough. I mean, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at the coaches. I'm pissed off at myself. I'm mad.
You know, the greatest thing is that we got the next game. We got another game to go do it.
Caught by Key. There he goes. Turbo button. Touchdown. Dane Key.
I think our whole objective is to make sure that when a fight starts that we're not counterpunchers, but you taste your own blood, that you fight back.
Play action fake. Picks up pressure. Comes ball stripped. It's picked up with Ari at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Scoop and score.
That's how you respond.
Cross midfield. It's Hunter to the 40. Far left sideline. 20, 15, 10. And is he in? He is. Touchdown Huskers!
Every week is going to be a fight.
Viola plants, launches, far right side of the end zone, jump ball.
Was it caught? Was it caught?
Unreal.
Touchdown Huskers! Ja'Cory Barney, how a player!
Good teams, when they lose, they get mad and they fight back.
Good morning. Welcome into Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centrus Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi. Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Did you get enough sleep?
Not even a little bit.
We probably went to bed about the same time.
Yeah. What time did you hit the hay?
It's about 1:40 maybe.
Yeah, that's in the neighborhood.
We didn't pull back into the high school until it's a little after 10.
You know, gotta love Thursday night football.
I'm looking forward to like tonight.
Yeah.
Right. Even though the pregame show starts in Lincoln tomorrow at
bright and early,
7 a.m.
So you're rolling out of your house at 5:30?
5:40.
Oof.
It is a 38-minute drive to park.
Terrific.
Isn't that amazing?
A lot of fun for you.
It's excited. Isn't
it bad when you have to leave for your weekend job earlier than when you have to leave for your day job?
Yeah, it's wild, isn't it? It is.
Exciting.
It is wild, and this is one of those pre-games too. And we'll talk to the very entertaining Benny McLaughlin.
Oh, love talking to Benny, man. I can't wait. I got a lot of Charlotte Hornets questions for him. I'm gonna be honest with you.
So he's like he and I are continually. It's like Mutt and Jeff now.
Yeah,
it's an absolute circus.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's been comfortable saying anything from day one, and I cannot receive it. And I give it a little because he finally had a blunder on the road. So, yeah, we caught an Uber to a place that did not exist. It looked condemned. And
that was on Betty Mac's watch?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I picked the breakfast place. And
Cootie would never.
She doesn't really, if it's in the morning, we don't see her.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not a morning
We get
person.
like 1 hour and a half of dinner, and it's a wrap.
Gone.
Yeah, I don't know what happens, but so we're slowly pulling Casey down into all the debauchery. So I said, hey, it's a place 1.4 miles. We can walk. I don't know, 39 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
it's a 39-minute walk.
Yeah. So once we saw that it was 39 minutes, we're like,
that's doing too much.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
especially at like whatever time it was.
It's got to be like 20 or under for a while.
And I had already been out that morning.
Yeah.
So there were 2 locations.
Okay.
And I had been handling the lifts. Like I just felt like Jess didn't feel good. We didn't barely see her, so I didn't really have any competition. It's just like, I'm going to get this.
Yeah.
So Ben was on the struggle bus a little bit once we found out that it was a walk.
Okay.
They're like, 39 minutes. Nah. So Ben's messing around trying to get the lift for breakfast. I'm like, hey, do you want me to? No. You got, yep. I say, hey, man, that's awful. Yep.
I think so.
A little short with you?
Super competitive.
Okay.
So, okay.
All right.
And we pull up to a place that looked like I wouldn't have gone in there. The type place that probably had spiders and stuff like that.
If you won't go in, you know it looked bad.
Our Lyft driver was hilarious, though. Super sports junkie.
Were they like, you sure you want to go?
No, he took us to the correct location.
Oh, okay.
Which was also kind of sketch.
Okay.
Anytime, if you hit the trifecta, you're probably in a good restaurant.
Okay, what's the trifecta? Sketchy looking?
The trifecta is bail bonds, nail salon, liquor store. What?
It's not going to matter.
I'm not saying that's not going to be a good restaurant. You're probably in a very specific type of restaurant.
So that's where I made the mistake.
Uh-oh.
It was order to go. It was not a sit down.
Oh, no.
I mean, it was you knew we weren't winning. That morning started off as a grade.
You should have texted me and warned me that this was going on.
Debacle. So I'm still excited. I'm like, okay, I got 3 hours. I can start my day over again. Know when to shower. I bit into the burrito. Wrong order.
Oh, man.
And they made it wrong the first time. And she told me, she's like, hey, he put rice in it. You said no rice or potatoes. And I was like, yeah. So he's frantically doing his thing. I can see him because it's like an open kitchen. She grabbed these 2 big old burritos. And she already had the bags open. So she shoved one. And so somebody got extra egg, double bacon, double sausage, no sauce, extra cheese. And I got carne asada, some bacon, some sweet sauce.
Yeah. Oh, I know how you hate sweet meat.
Man.
He's a one-trick pony.
You can't even save that thing.
But Ben, he had saved the day. So Ben has his restaurant selection was sensational.
Yeah.
So he's good. But it's just funny how you think I'm competitive. OB Mac does not play. He'll probably tell you a slightly different version. Mine's funny.
Maniacal is a box full of kittens.
Yeah, but he will be hype about Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm excited. We gotta talk to him. I got
don't make this a Kalkbrenner love fest. Even though he's kind of balling.
I'm 100% gonna. I don't know if I'm making a love fest. I'm gonna make him real uncomfortable that I asked for Creighton Blue Jay now.
Oh, I know.
Like that's the funny part.
He's pretty staunch.
Yeah, he's Nebraska like through and through. There is 0% J score in Benny McLaughlin.
0% any other college.
Yes.
Like
he's the guy that's giving you a hard time about North Carolina.
Give you some North Carolina? Absolutely not.
No, not even a little bit.
I'm like, really?
That's right. He rides for the brand. I can appreciate about that.
How about
him.
no? All right.
Nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, we pulled KC down.
Yeah.
And yeah. But it's fine.
You guys all hanging out in the sewer now?
Yep. Yep, 100%. That Jess Rock with Cassidy, they're good. We'll go do our own foolishness.
Speaking of riding for the brand, Millard North Mustangs, playoffs, baby.
Yeah, 20. What was that, 21-7 final?
Yeah.
So this thing is thrown into a spiral with North losing.
Yeah.
So now I asked Fo Woodard, now that he's retired from coaching high school basketball.
Yeah, what's
winning
the
state titles?
Let's say, what's it look
he
like now?
He said he's never seen it like this with so many ties on the seed lines.
Yeah,
he said it is extremely dicey.
Yeah, it's a little cluster.
Yeah, I mean, we legit could open up with Bell West as a 16 seed.
That's fun.
Not really.
I was like, that's
fun.
That might be the best 16 seed there's ever been.
Well, and it's just
like that's wild.
It's just yeah.
Like
that's like a
real. I remember not disparaging other 16 seeds, but usually that's a walkover game.
We went to the semifinals one year as a 12.
Yeah.
So that's the lowest I've seen.
Yeah.
And we finished that year like 5-4 and made this miraculous run. That was when we played in 5 out of 6 state finals.
Yeah.
And we had been to 6 straight semifinals.
So I don't know what the seed was. I know when I was a senior in 04,
when they lost,
they were 3-6.
Yeah, and they made their run.
And they made it to the state final and lost to Prep.
Yeah.
So I mean that's probably the worst record that's ever made it, because I don't know how you could be worse than that and actually make state.
Yeah, because they either won or got second in their district. That schedule was a gauntlet, and he was without his starting quarterback for a while.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was a rough year, but the I mean they would have had to have been below 12 or below, right?
How about Elkhorn North?
Man,
gutty performance.
I can't.
Somehow they have their 2 losses. That is gonna be I was coming out of.
I saw one of them. I saw the back end of Scott.
Yeah, so I was coming out of my spot with the guy that you said, or that I said, appears to have maybe done some time.
Oh yeah, and I said maybe.
So one of there was a patron. Those are paying customers, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so he was leaving as I was going. He's like, "Hey man, you gonna get it done?" I was like, "Oh, tough sledding, whatever. We're just shooting breeze." And he was a parent of a aforementioned Class B school.
Okay.
And no, maybe it's not aforementioned. What did we say?
Was it Elkhorn North or was that Scott?
Yeah, aforementioned.
Okay.
And yeah, and he goes, "I don't know, man. I think we're gonna win it." And it's like, "I don't know, man. It's 4 or 5, 6 teams." I said,
loaded.
The seedings will be interesting.
Yeah.
And sure enough, last night, Elkhorn North. I wouldn't call it an upset. I mean, they're right there, but that was a barn burner.
Well,
and we'll talk to Waverly this morning. So
yeah, and I mean
they kicked the last second field goal last week against
Norris.
Yeah.
And
it's
then,
funny to see like half the equipment guys like dialed into what the score was when we got on the bus after the game.
I also just
Big Norris guys.
With everything that was going on with Coach Stanley this week, like I don't know, man. That was pretty emotional.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I
Been
get
there.
Yeah, for sure, 100%. And that's I don't know. We don't have to get into all this right now, but that's one of the things about. Like, that's one of the things I love about sports is, like, that might be the only, like, time that dude smiles for God knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, what else creates that?
Well.
Like, that's just, I don't know. That's the thing I kept thinking about.
I had it was kind of calculated, but it's my first penalty in a long, long, long time.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a warning.
Oh, yeah.
It was, he looked dead at me.
Mm-hmm.
He paused. He said one more word. I said, "You got rabbit ears?" My man was like,
What?
Exactly. What? That is my boy. So I was shocked he did it. Like,
I'll say, because you have a pretty good relationship with a lot of the refs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Like, you should know a lot of them.
No, he banged me. And
it's like when the guy looks at you and was like,
"Hey,
tee him up."
Lamanji snapped.
Yeah.
He said a lot. And he's on the headset right?
Yeah.
So I'm a little shook.
Yeah.
I'm like, but we were playing like grade A trash.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, "Hey, stay with me here. Somebody's got to fight. We need a shot in the arm."
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I said. He said, "It better not cost us the game, damn it," because we were on the struggle bus. And it was early.
Yeah.
The very next play, It was, so to make it worse, it was 4th down. We got to stop. So they're getting ready to punt to us. No, automatic 1st down. Very next play, pick 6. Kind of got the party started. And that's, I told the guys holding the sticks, I'm like, we may be playing like trash, but you guys should be encouraged. This is a pretty well coached team. Like, they just didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could just tell by the way that they play. Like, there's a methodology. There's good discipline. Like, you could, and we hadn't been like that in a long time.
Yeah.
It's the second time we almost took an L with the bus getting there late.
Really?
Oh yeah, we got our teeth kicked in Pius at Lincoln Pius.
Yeah.
One year. I mean, we came in super hot. Like hot. Like missed the first 11 minutes hot.
Oh, jeez.
We came in hot last night too, and we readjusted the times and we put them on a dry erase board. It seemed like we were sitting around in that locker room forever, and it was dead silent.
Yeah.
And I never talked before. I never say anything in the locker room. I'm like, hey man, better readjust our clocks. We're a little sleepy here. Sure enough, woke up and in for a dogfight.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And our surrender whites.
You gotta be careful in the surrender whites. You probably didn't have pink helmets on those. That was the difference.
Did anybody? No, I don't think we messed. Oh, Tate had the pink.
Piece. Yeah.
Yeah, they held him in check. Their defense.
That's hard to do.
That defense is pretty good. Their front is legit.
You know off the top of your head what he's at on the season, yards wise?
I don't know. I know he broke a touchdown record. They got a couple guys. Holtmeyer, he gets all the headlines, and he should. I mean, he's a menace in the middle, but Jelinek on the back end, they got a little safety that Micah loves.
Yeah.
He used to hoop with us. That little dude is nice.
Can you get after a little bit?
Yeah, super drippy. He had the calf sleeve. And I told him after the game, I said, man, I have always loved I'm telling you, the dude just competes.
Yeah.
He's nice. He looks the part. He's a little undersized, but he brings drama.
You going out to any high school games tonight?
I don't know. It's up to the
yeah, whether they're scouting or not.
Yeah. I mean, whatever it is. I know one thing. I want good food. Because if I get a dinner during the weekday, I want to eat correctly. But after that, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like leaving at 5:40 it's not going to shake up my schedule. So.
No, like you weren't going to be asleep it's not like you're going to sleep much before that anyway.
No. Watch Friday night sports. And I don't know if we're going to, we'll look at the schedule, but we don't know who we're playing yet. So, if it's South, it could be an opponent we haven't played before. If it's Bellevue West, it's different, obviously. But,
yeah. So you missed my boy Wardell yesterday.
Yeah. So
giving him the business.
I almost was going to use him today again, but I joked with you that he was only going to get his one and done for a while.
Yeah, you said unless he dropped 60. 40 is pretty good.
I said 61.
42.
I don't even know why I said 61, except for I was thinking Roger Maris.
Yeah.
Just a weird.
For no reason?
None. Do I ever have?
Sometimes. A lot of times there's a reason I don't understand, but usually you got there somehow.
Yeah. So I basically spent last night, I'm on the library, but I'm reading through the FBI case.
Oh yeah.
That's all. I'm consumed by the intricacies of the FBI.
Dude, this thing is wild.
I'm floored. We may poo-poo it.
I don't know how you can. This is wild.
So what is it with these crazy card games in the mob?
So the mob's been running card games for decades, right? That's kind of one of their rackets. Yeah. I think so.
Because that's what Arenas got popped for.
Yeah. So there's this. They use celebrities.
Yeah, I know. I read the whole thing.
Draw people in, right?
Yeah, like the face card, the fish.
Yeah. So did you
scam?
Have you seen Molly's Game?
Yeah.
So that reminded me a lot of that. We're using the famous people.
So here's the thing, though.
Yeah.
How about everybody's in on it except the fish, the dealers? At what point have you done this long enough to not have it be like, really? Like,
well, so it's for sure. I get what you're saying, But I feel like
they said hundreds of thousands of dollars were lost by some of these guys.
One dude lost 1.8
in card games around, what was it, 4 or 5 cities?
Yeah. Some dude
I mean,
lost
the Hamptons, Vegas,
New York.
Yeah. They weren't like playing in our neighborhood.
One bettor had lost $1.8 million.
Yeah.
And it was like $7 million total.
I'm like, it's just wild.
So I think this is the only thing I can come up with is people get so intoxicated of this idea of like, oh, I get to play with a celebrity or like I get to play.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
Get it.
That they don't pay attention to anything else that's happening around them. Like that is
I mean, who has that kind of bleep you money? Just to where you're captivated that I'm playing that. At some point, 1.8's a lot to somebody.
To most people, I would say to a large majority of people, 1.8 is a good chunk of change.
You suck out on me for $20. I'm mad.
Yeah, it's true. You're like, hey,
River Rat.
You paying up that bet?
It's 5-card poker for a reason. I'm like,
I mean, what were we?
I would be.
What were we playing for at your birthday? Like 20
Yeah,
bucks?
and that was competitive.
Yeah.
See Coach Frank?
Well, TV was pissed.
Yeah. Nah, he stays mad. So that ain't nothing.
You told me though, he was still mad about it like a month later.
Oh yeah. He's
like, well, Ravi came in late. And I don't know.
Man, listen. So he was just kind of hugging me at the memorial, and even that felt kind of intense.
A little terse.
I'm like, it's okay, lighten up, buddy.
No, I don't. The whole thing is
give you my mean hug.
I'm
captivated by this.
Yeah,
because it has to be. It's way bigger than.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna ask this, and I hope I'm not like over exaggerating.
Okay.
But how, if you're the commish, how can you still allow player props going forward?
Yeah. I mean,
again, I'm not a cancel culture dude, but how can you with a straight face keep doing player props?
Prop. Yeah, I mean,
we've seen many investigations, MINI, for like 4 years.
I was gonna say, and there's way more. This is the biggest one, but there's been a bunch of them, right? Malik Beasley's still under investigation. You have the Jonte Porter thing; he's already been banned for life.
The Porter thing is wild.
Yeah.
How much bread do you think they were threatening that dude?
Yeah, like you don't.
How much bread does a former NBA guy? How much could he owe?
Well, so here's the problem. I think here's the problem with Jonte is they know his brother's rich. Yeah. Like they know his brother got real NBA money.
Yeah.
And so I get that Jonte makes good money compared to people like us, but in NBA money, he was minimums like he wasn't.
I understand.
But Michael Porter has signed 9-figure contracts, right? So they probably look at, hey, if we can lean on Jonte enough, we can get Michael's money, even if he's not involved.
Yeah. Is this not the most jack thing ever?
Years ago, I went to poker games in Shreveport that was run by Carlos Marcella.
Is that not the most jack thing ever? Jack's one of those TV movie characters where, he's like the cool old guy that's like retired on this, this nice piece of property, just living a good life, simple, but like has this backstory where if you like needed help.
Yeah, and you're just like, what the hell?
I got a guy. And they like slide you this piece of paper and it's like, it's Jack. And he's like got 160 kills under his belt and can like pick you off from 300 yards.
Except for he'd never say it that plain. He'd be like, he's real good at painting houses.
Yeah, they probably call him the painter.
Yeah.
Better call the painter.
Yeah, he's a great interior designer.
Card games in Shreveport. Like what the?
Just be like he's repainted well over 100 houses.
Yeah.
Like that's how.
What they call the guys too? They're the face cards.
Yeah. They're. I mean, they're literally. It's kind of funny. Maybe this is where.
That's probably not.
No,
funny.
The analogy I'm about to make, not the. It almost feels like the. You know how the all the Saudi money's coming into sports now, and they're sort of trying to sports wash their like culture, with trying to put a good face on it. Like that's basically what the mob was doing with their card games. They were sports washing their card games.
And I get it; they've ran numbers and booked and done all that forever. But like, who tipped the feds off?
Oh, I'm sure some low-level guy got pinched and just started squealing because he didn't want to do time. That's how it always happens, right? There's some guy that knows enough but doesn't make decisions that he's not going to get out of it, that he's like, well, if I kick this thing up the chain, am I cool?
Or if you lose 1.8.
I'm just saying for the feds to be involved.
And well, it sounds like this thing is wide-reaching, nationwide.
That's why I said I'm not trying to be sensational.
Got 4 different mob families involved.
Yeah.
This is active head coach, active player.
So
that's out there, man.
So listen, I'm afraid to ask a follow-up question, and this isn't the circles I run in anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't know how bad I want to ask a follow-up question. But I went to high school with a guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's done a lot of things since then. Made money, sold businesses. Who knows? My man goes, so on July 4th, he goes, I'm down here with Ty Lue in the Ozarks. He told me to tell you what up. I said, my man, that's my old neighbor. Give him my best. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just setting up the dialogue. Yesterday was crazy news today. I was like, the feds in the NBA, question mark? He's like, yep. Damon Jones is a POS. What a snake. Hate that guy. Like, how? Aren't you such and such? How is this? How are you connected?
I'm sorry, what?
Dead dog serious. About 6 years ago, there was a hooper coming from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even want to say the country because people may put
two and two figure it out.
Yeah. He was his handler. How? You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
How can you do player props? How can you do anything?
So I understand, the gambling's not going away, right? That part's not. They're in bed and there's too much money.
Yeah.
But the player props probably need to go.
Yeah.
Individual game player props at the very least. You might be able to do futures on an MVP, things like that, long-term things that it's harder to manipulate. Because, if you're trying to manipulate an MVP, you got to get the guy to play well enough, then you got to get voters involved. That's probably too unrealistic and too cumbersome to try and manipulate. That's why, the player props are so easy to manipulate.
Yeah, so how much did you study?
I read every article I could find.
Okay, did you know that they've got NFL refs on payroll?
So that's what they say. That's what they say. I don't know. I take a lot of these things with grains of salt. I do.
Because it was from
the
informant?
informants. Because here's the thing. Here's the problem with an informant. There is positive rewards for them to give as much information as possible.
I watch a lot of those shows.
Me too.
And I get what defense attorneys are going to be like, hey, what's your motivation here?
Yes.
Well, I was looking at 11 to 14.
Yeah, it's never nobody comes
out
in
of the goodness of my heart.
Nobody comes in on their own.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody's like, hey, I've been seeing this.
Are you serious though? You just don't.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying I take that with a grain of salt because
why say it though?
First of all, I think a lot of these guys that end up getting pinched aren't the brightest.
I don't know.
The guys that end up actually getting around. I'm not saying there's a lot of people involved that are really smart. Typically, the guys that take the fall.
One of your holiday seasons is about to come up. Are you going to put up your nativity scenes?
Oh, I thought you were talking. We're smack dab in the middle of Diwali right now.
Not my nativity. Nativity scenes.
My dad's been at temple all week. I don't know.
Smack dab in the middle of
Diwali. It's a big Indian celebration. It's one of their biggest holidays of the year. It's kind of
what are we celebrating?
I actually don't really know.
You just don't ask questions?
I've looked it up a couple times.
Hey, Pops, what are you up to?
I don't know. There's a lot of like candles and stuff. They make a lot of food over at the temple.
Yeah, that's all you ever say he does.
That's true. That's true.
Your poor mom.
Hold on. What does Diwali celebrate?
I have no idea.
Hey, that's the secret.
It's the triumph of good over evil or light over darkness. So it's it's a pretty general.
So why are you nicer? Like, don't you share any of the ideologies passed down?
Well, so I've already
this whole good versus evil thing. You seem to really struggle with.
I've already triumphed. I'm taking my victory laps.
Of course.
I'm in my Diwali season all the time.
That's what I always do, and they never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
No, so like I think I think there is. I'm not disregarding the informant information. I'm not saying it's totally false or anything like that. I am saying when you get information, I do the same thing when like Shams reports something, right? If
like this is in my like, like I've talked about like Narcos and some of these other docs. Like I don't know, man. Like I think a lot of these guys know.
I do think they know. I also think they have a vested interest to give.
No, there's no doubt. Two things can be true.
Right. And I mean,
didn't you read our timelines yesterday?
I did. I also think there's.
Why is comprehension so tough?
I don't know, man. I wonder that almost every day.
Do you?
Yes. Why comprehension's so tough? Because I feel like, and it's not just a me thing when people like comprehending what I'm trying to say, because I know I can be sarcastic and goofy and like sometimes that can muddle things up a little bit. But I do wonder when I can read or intake information and get a totally different outcome. And that's actually true. There's some uncles that like I found out years later I was not related to. Like my dad would just be like, "Oh yeah, that's your uncle," and I'd be like, "Oh,
I thought that's what we did."
Maybe. Hey, we got that. We got that in common. Nice.
No.
You got a lot of cousins. You got a lot of cousins too. I got a lot of cousins. No, so Natasha was out in San Francisco this week training for a new job. No, hold on. This is a good story. So she was out there training for a new job, and my dad's like, "Hey, I've got a cousin in San Francisco. Do you want me to like see if you guys can meet up or whatever?" And I was like, "Dad, number one, have you ever actually met this cousin? Number two, is this person actually related to us, or are you just sending my wife to meet off with some rando Indian guy in California?"
I don't even think you can say that.
Why not? It's true.
You can't say rando?
Well,
like Calrissian.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm assuming he was Indian since my dad called him his cousin. I didn't see a picture or anything.
Did you read Suave?
He said Puerto Ricans do that too. My wife hates how much family I have that either never met or not related. That's what I mean. Yeah, so maybe it's just like a brown people thing. I don't know. But like that's happened.
Shane, you ever call anybody Unc that isn't your uncle?
Just Rocky Balboa.
No.
What about
cousin?
Auntie Trish, and she's not really your
I don't have a lot of cousins. I mean, I do, but
they're all related.
But they're all related.
This is wild.
I swear to you, like so when we went to India when I was a kid, and there's people that were walking around, and he's like, "Yeah, that's your uncle, that's your cousin, whatever." I found out decades later I was not related to any of these people. I was like, "Dad, I'm gonna need a family tree of like blood relatives, so I can understand." Alex said I had a pops who wasn't my pops. Okay, Wyatt. So I thought about you yesterday.
He came up in our coach's office too.
So
in this most roundabout way.
Why you can DM me or text DB or something, but so I was wondering if you had a sister that was also adopted that is not biologically your sister. Because at the restaurant that my mom and I go to all the time, they have
the same one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they treat her super well. So they have a new like GM over there.
Yeah.
And she was sitting down and talking to my mom because they all like her, and so they'll sit down and like talk to her for like 20 minutes. And so she's like, "Oh yeah, me and my brother are adopted. We're both Korean, but we're not related." And I was like,
did she say anything about chickens, or that's pretty general?
I mean, I don't know. That's the second person I've met in Omaha that's been.
You think there's only one adopted Korean?
No, I think there's two, and I'm wondering if they're. I'm just trying to figure out.
This started out with the feds.
Oh, we got a lot of aunties too, Jason. We do. A lot of aunties.
Well, you usually know the cultural group by what they're called.
No, I mean, like
if you say
like
my aunt, it's probably more him.
This is my aunt.
No. Is he from Britain?
Yeah.
No, it's a little much.
He's Iowa old money. It's my aunt.
Shane, you all right? He talks about me all the time. I'm used to
that
it.
That wasn't even mean. That was just a thing I said.
My
aunt.
I'm not even gonna do it.
It's like the Grey Poupon commercials.
So you know my man JB and KC?
Yeah.
Like on a humbug last week or the week before last, he goes $3 laughy face emoji.
Yeah.
I thought I got that. I thought I slipped that one in. Remember that day?
Okay, so I'm hearing from somebody who deals with a lot of, I don't want to put him out there, deals with a lot of low-level like drug people in his job. And he says he has to take what they say with a mound of salt and quadruple check everything because they are trying so hard to get themselves off the hook.
I get
so
it.
that's why I'm like, okay, maybe they have NFL refs on the payroll. That wouldn't shock me. But I'm also probably not going to take it on the word of an informant when they definitely have something to gain by giving as much information as possible and as juicy of information as possible, right? Like if you're like, hey, I'm sort of this medium-sized dog and I'm in a lot of trouble right now, but you know that like you're not really the one they want to catch, then you just be like, hey.
It's not like you're going to Sing Sing.
That's a prison? That's like a POW prison, is that right?
Are you going to get on me about POW?
No,
again?
That
was off air. That was another jerk moment you were having.
No, it's not a thing I do. I'm trying to remember what Sing Sing is.
It's like one of the most famous prisons.
Okay.
There's Alcatraz, there's Sing Sing.
I'm gonna be honest, Nortak, like your track record on this chat is so bad.
So he's interesting.
Like
sometimes he's like I'm gonna lay out for him because sometimes I'm like captivated. Other times I just keep it pushing. He goes.
He's been on a bad run this week. That's all I'm saying.
Not really.
Yeah.
You think?
He's been riding with Captain a lot.
I mean, you gotta just know Cap.
That's fine. I'm just saying. I'm talking like I'm taking a whole bundle of.
Nah, he's actually kind of interesting.
You can like him.
No, I didn't say that. I'm just saying. Remember, this was like a couple weeks ago, and I go, he's kind of throwing me because of how it's spelled.
Yeah.
But I like what. Do you remember that week?
No.
Yeah. I don't. I'm gonna be patient.
That's fine. I'm just saying, for the most part, I'm not riding with most of the stuff he says, and so I don't know. I'm just, all I know is whenever information gets out,
we like have teammates out of the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm with that guy. Oh, I'm not with that guy.
We should actually. That's what we should do on.
Just do a chat draft.
No, that's what we should do on for the show for the live show next week. Is we should make people come in either Team DB or Team Ravi shirts. There'd be like 2 Team Ravi shirts, which is fine. But I
don't know. Do you look at my social media time? I've got a grade A idiot.
More people in the chat ride with you than me. That's
I only
sure.
reference him probably once a year. He is so stupid. It is unbelievable. But he's typically harmless, so I let it ride. Nah, it's just like you're being an idiot on purpose. So it's like sometimes people are just like that. You know what I mean? But it's not really.
Nortak, I'm not telling you about the mob. I'm telling you about people who have something to gain by giving a certain amount of information. That's not the same thing. That's why I say you're on a bad run, because your comprehension's not good. Full circle.
Oh, here we go.
Coming up on the show today, we got who are we talking to? We got a football coach next. We're going to talk to Tim VERGHESE. DB's probably going to try and make it. We've got SAUTTER.
Whoa.
We got Ben McLaughlin. That's the show coming up today. That's DBM Ravi Lulla. We'll be back. Hurrdat Sports Live.
Call into Fearless Savings this October in Edwards Nissan with upfront deals you can point to. Lease the 2025 Nissan Sentra SV starting at $249 a month for 36 months with $0 down. Sleek design, smart tech, and incredible efficiency. It pays to make the drive to Edwards Nissan.
I think it's really not about Penn State, it's about ourselves at the end of the day. So I just think we're just staying true to what we know and what we do each and every day. And I think the work will show.
Yeah, I mean, exactly what Trilly said, as well as, this is just a chop wood, carry water situation, right? We placed above Iowa at nationals, but in no way, shape, or form would I be saying that, we're ahead of them looking forward, right? I think as a whole, every single time we step on the mat, you're back to being unranked, right? And you got to prove yourself every single time you wrestle. Beating Penn State is the goal, but beating everyone's the goal, right? They just happen to be the one that everyone knows about.
Absolutely.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. It's the Friday Coaches Corner.
This is a process that we're going through. And although we're looking for the winning edge, shortcuts aren't one of them.
Hello? This is what the greatest thing about sports is. You play to win the game.
Can you believe they called that play?
I formation, quick 141.
94. Fullback banana, hot right.
Round left, wide, nasty, 16 lead pass.
Just what were those coaches thinking?
They are who we thought they were. We let them off the hook.
On the Friday Coaches Corner.
Hey, the spot! He's up here, sir.
You misplaced the line of scrimmage, you bunch of dummies.
It's the Friday Coaches Corner.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Waverly head football coach Reed MANSTEDT. Coach, how are we doing this morning?
No, doing good, guys. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Yeah, Midland's finest. We got to always we try to reach out, man, and be well versed. How about this ride, man? Death, taxes, and Waverly being in the thick of things.
Yeah, well, you know what, man? I'm extremely blessed with. I got really good assistant coaches. We got great kids here. It's a football town. Families love football here. They pride it.
Yeah.
And then, we got a strength coach with Anthony Harms who always gets us right in the summers and throughout the school year. So a lot of good things. It isn't just by coincidence.
Coach, you guys have been in some absolute incredible games. I mean, you start the season off with a couple of bangers at Bennington and Seward. Then you had another one last week at Norris with the walk-off. Like, you talk about the great coaches and the great kids. How does that kind of set a culture where you're able to go through these battles and come out on the other side, on the right end of things?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we talk about is just not beating ourselves and, control what we can control And if we can play complementary football in all three phases of the game, it's good. You know what I mean? I know that's the recipe for anybody to be successful, but, you know, it's something that we preach all the time. And, you know, we talk a lot that if we just don't beat ourselves, you know, we're a tough out. And, you know, last week, unfortunately, if you look back all the way to the Bennington game to start the year, we played an extremely clean game, you know, very little penalties, 0 turnovers, or I think we had 1 turnover, excuse me. But, you know, I think we blocked the PAT, we blocked the field goal. So we played really good football in all three phases. Last Friday night, not so much. You know, we played really good first half defensively, not such a great first half offensively, and then it flip-flopped. In the second half, we played a bad half of defense and a good half of offense, but kind of different sides of the ball, stepping up to help each other. But, you know, when we talk about it, we got to play clean football. And if we can do that, you know, we're tough to beat, and that helps you win those close games.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm just kind of watching, you know, I follow this, try to almost as close as anyone. And I've watched Tepley for a long time. Kind of your offensive evolution, do you kind of go as he's matured? Or how do you figure out how you want to play where you guys have kind of settled in to this identity?
Well, when you got a kid like Broxton, it's hard to not be like, all right, let's go out there and start slinging it all around.
Right.
But, you know, it is, man. It is. And I tell you what, he has been such an awesome addition to the team. I mean, he's smart. He's a true student of the game. Yeah. Like from the first time we sat down with him and started installing the playbook, you know, myself and our offensive coordinator does a fantastic job, Landon Miller. We looked at each other and we just went, ooh, okay, we got one here. Yeah. You know, he knows what he's doing. And so, you know, he always wants more, you know, and I think that kind of translates onto the field. So it's like having another coach out there. But, you know, the offensive evolution, obviously, Waverly historically is this run-heavy team.
Yep.
And I think that's important here in Class B, and that fits my personality. But you got to be multiple. And Broxton adds that element to it for us. And so, you know, when you got a kid like Nathan Axman, people are going to load the box. People are going to try and take away that run game. And having Broxton, and we've had our receivers step up really well. It's one thing to have a kid that can throw it. It's a whole nother to have guys that can catch it. And we've had guys step up and really do that for them this year. They put a lot of time in the offseason. And to be, you know, multiple and not just be a one-dimension team, which, you know, we've kind of been a few years. I think that's been the biggest difference this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard just, you know, you always try to want to get in the game outside of the stats. And it was, I mean, you got to be a proud coach. It was one of the few distractions we had getting on the flight from Minnesota last week. I know I got a couple of the equipment guys, they're Norris guys, so we're all checking scores, and it was kind of the buzz and an otherwise down time. And I'm thinking to myself, I wasn't shocked at Axman's, you know, he goes for 2 bills. But the fact you threw it 27 times, you throw it for almost 400 yards. I get it. Yeah. It was a one-possession game, and you described how you got there. But you have to kind of like your ability to do a couple of different things whenever you need to as the playoffs are right around the corner, right?
Oh, absolutely. Because, you know, every defense has a strength, right? Like, you know, some teams are built to stop the run. Other teams are built to be able to, you know, be a bend-don't-break team where they're going to be able to take away your deep shots, and so you're going to have to run on them and then get creative inside the red zone. And, you know, to be able to have that ability, so when you're going up against, you know, say set defense that stops the run really well, we know we can go in with the mindset that we're going to be able to throw the ball around a little bit and not totally live out of what we want to do. You know, we feel confident living that way. You know, and then the flip side, if we know a team's going to sell out to stop the run, they're going to, you know, umbrella coverage us and all those different things, then we know that we got the guys up front and the horseback there that we can hand it off 37 times like we have before to Nathan. You know, so to have that ability is definitely nice. And that's going to bode us well as we get into the playoffs, because there's going to be no easy path this year.
I know you've got Pius tonight, and that presents its own unique set of challenges for focus and, you know, the next opponent and the things that coaches like to address. But do you play peekaboo and take a look at finals and points and seedings? Perhaps I say this every year about B, so this may be victim of the moment, but man, I mean, seedings are going to matter, aren't they? Or do you look at it as like, well, you got to play everybody at some point. let's just line them up.
I think our schedule has set us up well, right? You've played Bennington, you've played Norris, you've played Seward, you've played McCook. And so we've played some really good competition that we feel confident that no matter what path we get, we know it's going to be tough, man. I mean, this is the most tight-knit B has been, and for as long as I remember doing it. And so I don't think anybody's going to look at their path and just go perfect. So I think that you're going to run into a deal where you're going to get challenged, and that's I think there's going to be a lot of challenging games round one, and then so on and so forth. And so but obviously I think last night's game with Elk North and Bennington's going to play into it a little bit. That's going to I wouldn't be shocked if we see one of those two teams now in maybe the semifinals if we would get there. So just different things like that. We're probably going to end up playing somebody that we've already played before, or another really good team. But yeah, like you kind of said though, it's hard to to not want to take a peek, but at the same time, you got Pius tonight, trying to finish out an undefeated regular season district championship on the line tonight. So just trying to keep the boys focused on the present season, and then we'll worry about our second season, which is the postseason, come tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll do a much better job than we did. We ran into a buzzsaw last night, and it almost caught up with us. So make sure you keep your guys dialed, because
every head coach's worst nightmare, right, Coach? Oh man.
So I do want to ask you, just because I watch you from afar all the time, and you got this kind of personality that people gravitate towards, and your alum loves you. But it's just like, all right, let me see how this thing kind of works. How do you feel about like this kind of quiet competitiveness amongst the coaches and the classes, right? Where all these games now have to go in the Hudl pool. Some guys give you end zone copies, some guys don't. Like the gamesmanship has changed quite a bit, I think, in terms of the coaching competitiveness. How are you rolling with that?
Well, I won't say names.
I won't either.
I'm rolling with it better than some people are, because I've gotten some phone calls from some coaches who are probably listening to this laughing right now, going, "Don't you dare say my name." Yeah. But I've gotten
listen, we're like, hey, are end zone copies optional, or like what are we doing here?
Exactly. And I know exactly who you're talking about right now. And Coach, when Coach called me, I just was like, I was like, oh shoot, hopefully we've been putting ours there. And he's like, no, you guys have been, but there's some other ones who haven't. So, long story short, man, it's we I don't think much into it. We upload all our film. I mean, shoot, it ain't hard to get people's film. If you want our end zone copy, you can call X-Coach
when a director has to say put the film in the Hudl pool, like we probably got some problems. My favorite, so my favorite is like when you get ready for the next play and you get a millisecond to see the formation, right? It's like,
oh right,
what'd you guys shoot? Did you shoot this from his hip pocket? Like,
yeah, or like they'll be somehow filming the stands and then they'll shoot over to the formation. I'm like, what in the world is this? Yeah.
It's like trying to buy a bootleg copy of a DVD back in like 2006.
It's just different. You got to roll with it.
It is. And you know what, man? It's for the most part, teams have done a good job. And I will say this. I think we've all been victim before of where like technology fails.
Yeah.
Like I don't think there's anybody out there who, like, in all honesty, hasn't had trouble with their end zone cam. I know we have, where it's like my staff will come to me at halftime and they're like, hey, we're not getting the end zone right now. It's not working. And so then you just pray to God the other team gets the end zone copy, so that way you can at least upload one.
And there's some good eggs. We had a game a handful of weeks ago, and I called one of the coaches and I said, hey, the first 15 plays, between Sky Coach and Hudl, we were having some issues. You don't have to send us yours yet, but by halfway through Saturday or whatever, once you get ours, and he's like, no, it's cool. We understand this, that, and the other. So I mean, sometimes just picking up the phone, and talking to one another, like, the brotherhood that coaching should be, I think can solve a lot of that.
Oh, I couldn't agree more. I mean, and it's fun to talk to other coaches too. I don't know, maybe I'm a social butterfly, 'cause it seems like I get a lot of people to reach out to me that are other coaches in Class B about different things.
I think it's your personality. I do. It looks infectious. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. And a lot of people, I like to BS with guys, so guys will reach out. But, we talk a lot. It's fun to reach out to other coaches, even if you got to explain, hey, your end zone copy didn't work, and then catch up with people. It's kind of one of the lost things in football coaching, coaches used to have to go drop off film to each other.
Remember that? Hey, I'll meet you over at the water tower.
And have a cup of coffee and all that stuff. But the times have changed and all that. So it's fun to catch up with people, though. So it's you find out a lot of information with talking to other people too about other teams and stuff. So it's fun.
You just remember that if you guys make it to Lincoln, and I'm going to be the guy that's calling and saying, hey, can you send me an exchange just so I can do a good job on your broadcast? We're not sending you anything back, but HBO, just help a brother out and let me be able to do a good job for you.
Oh man, no, we will, and I pray we get that option. I pray we get that opportunity, man.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Good luck in your final regular season game and in the playoffs. I know that we'll be watching that Class B bracket closely, as that could be one of the more entertaining ones we've had in years. I'm glad I don't have to be a part of it. But lucky for you, you don't have to play Waverly, which I think other teams are probably dreading. So,
yeah, shoot, my hair's gray enough. Jesus.
Yeah, the youngest 30-some-year-old ever, right? I get it. Yeah.
Exactly.
I get it.
Coach, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
That is head Waverly football coach Reed MANSTEDT. Great interview there.
So he
seems like a good dude.
Yeah, you could.
That's the first time I've talked to him.
Something, I don't know. People like him.
See, when you call me infectious, you usually mean it in a different way.
I do. He seems much easier to be around than coming to see you every day. I think you said, what'd you say to me today? What's up, man? You never even turned around. I was like talking to your back.
I was trying to get the camera set up,
What's up, man? Oh,
I gave you a little head turn. Hey, what's up, man?
It's all good.
Well, I try and make sure I say hi every morning because you get cranky if I don't.
Yeah.
If you don't get in here, I at least acknowledge your presence. You're like, well, what are we on today?
We've been doing a little much, aren't we? Wow.
That's all right. You're just like one of my cousins. That's TB. I'm Ravi. Lulla. Let's talk to another one of my cousins, Tim VERGHESE, coming up here next on Hurrdat Sports Live.
Fearless savings this October at Edwards Chevrolet with 0 down sign and drive deals waiting for you. Get $12,000 off MSRP on the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1 LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drive or lease for $555 a month with 0 down, strength and upfront savings. Or drive the 2025 Chevrolet Trax front-wheel drive LS, lease starting at $299 a month. Sign and drive with 0 down, smart design and modern tech that fits your lifestyle. Don't wait. Fearless October savings are happening now at Edwards Chevrolet.
Everybody doing their job at a high level. Obviously the sacks in the previous games have thrown us out of rhythm. It's just every guy. It's you versus him. You got to block the guy in front of you. You also have to get the play call. It's just us being efficient, playing good football. Yeah, I mean we don't go out and just block just the blitzes that they've run. We block like the blitzes that they run, the blitzes that we're seeing that people are giving us. We have rules to everything. It's going to come down to our players making plays. I think that's the greatest gift you can give as a coach. When things go wrong, it's your job to say, "Hey, that's on us." But I think our players know that players win games, and they have to go make blocks, and they have to go make catches, and they have to do things at a really high level versus an excellent Northwestern team.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Central Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you, if you're out on the road, make sure you got that seatbelt fastened and make it click. It prevents injuries and saves lives, but only if worn properly. This message from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. We've got our guy Tim VERGHESE here from inside Nebraska. Tim, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
V, how we doing?
Hey, not too bad, not too bad.
Did you recover from Minneapolis? I'm sure there were many MANY and MINI board meltdowns over Minneapolis, right? We tend to operate in extremes.
Yeah, it's been a week of extremes. I think extreme reactions and just this idea that who you are is the most recent game you played, not the culmination of the work that you've or the tape that you've put out on the year. It's you are who your most recent game is, and you're kind of seeing people that react just again off individual games, which it's just kind of part of the landscape.
Yeah, not necessarily my favorite part of the landscape, but I do.
You and your
Well, I like to think about things, Tim, you just mad 'cause I was mean to you this morning?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I just gotta check sometimes, Tim, I do
couple of kids over here, Tim. Couple of kids.
I do wonder how you balance that personally when you're looking at there's no denying a very, very bad performance against Minnesota versus what you've seen over the rest of the season, because it's really easy in my mind to be like, okay, they have 6 performances that I thought they played reasonably well, or at least there were plenty of positives to take from all those. You have one performance where there's 0 positives basically to take from. Like, how do you balance that to figure out what you think you're going to see moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, when there was a game like this last year, the Indiana game last year, where I essentially just tossed all of that game, where I was like, okay, I mean, Nebraska had a bad game plan. They came out flat and they just never got up off the mat. This felt similar. And for me personally, once Elijah Pritchett and Rocco Spindler left the game, you toss everything else out. You already have a not great game plan going in. You lose 2 starting offensive linemen. What's going to go well? What did you expect was going to happen? But anyone that's analyzing anything post Spindler and Pritchett and seriously looking at that and saying, well, the offense is flawed for this reason. Well, the offensive line is missing 2 starting tackles. You start there and the conversation starts there, and we really don't need to go beyond that. Specifically, the best offensive lineman in Rocco Spindler is missing. So I kind of just junked most of the game. I think there's obviously areas of concern and bigger things that popped up again, the run game. And I thought you guys really got into it yesterday with MRI yesterday on what are the actual issues there and what can be fixed. But I think the defensive run game issues are something. I really thought Nebraska had started to turn a corner offensively in terms of figuring out that balance and how to pair the pass with the run, how to feed everyone equally and make everyone happy and get into a flow of the game. And they just never got into a flow of the game on Friday. And so that's where I kind of think the issues stem. And yeah, I mean, obviously there are issues I think this program is going to have to address in the offseason to again take the next jump forward. But my season prediction had Nebraska going 9-3 and losing to Michigan and losing to Minnesota, and they're 5-2 at this point in the schedule. They're still, as far as I'm concerned, they are still on track to go 9-3. Now, the third loss was Penn State, and I don't think that's we'll see how that game goes versus what that third loss ends up being, or potentially 4 losses ends up being. But I just don't believe when you zoom out and look at the course of the season, you see Nebraska go 8-4, 9-3. With this team, I don't think by the end of the year most people will be disappointed.
TV, how have you assessed, and is it the same or kind of different than you as an individual? Generally speaking, do you think the media has kind of learned to take in and process the transparency from Coach Rule yet? I get Butler and Coach Holgorsen will be relatively new when they have moments of transparency. But do you think we in the media, and I'll get to the fan base maybe, but do you think we've learned to perceive it?
I think it's still evolving. I think something I've noticed is a lot of the very vocal, specifically on social media, the very social media vocal members of the fan base that do pay attention to things are encouraging a lot of other fans to watch the press conferences and not just listen to media. Because I mean, there is some of that in this market, where there is some of like, pick and choosing quotes and trying to frame things a specific way based on what a coach says. Well, no, but if you listen to the entire context of the quote, like for example, this week, I think there's been a lot of running away from various people with what Butler said about the flow of the game and him personally, what he did after the 71-yard run. I think we forget that as much as these are developing players too, these are developing coaches as well. And I thought that was a moment of transparency from Butler, and that's not something to be concerned about. It's okay, well, it's good to know that the guy that it has NFL experience and has coordinated at a high level and does, for the most part, know what he's talking about, does still have moments where he can learn and is recognizing those moments and learning from them. A guy with Butler's experience could easily have been like, well, it's on the players to execute. It's on that. No, he owned up in that moment and said, well, I coached the game different. And I think that should be something that generally encourages people more than discourages people. But I've seen people take that and use that as something that, for whatever reason, they are now concerned with this defense moving forward. And again, I think there are issues with this defense. I think there are things they need, but they are working within the personnel. And again, like you guys said yesterday, for the most part, they are genuinely scheming things up well. It's guys have to make plays. Like when you can count on a defense having some younger guys making mistakes, but when the veterans are also making mistakes, there's not one thing you can point to. You can't say, well, this guy's not executing, this guy's executing, we have to get this guy up. Well, if they have veterans and like it just at some point, like you guys talked about yesterday, and why it can be very frustrating for coaches and people trying to explain this to people is at the end of the day, it is just guys have to make plays. Like that's just what it kind of comes down to.
Yeah, and here's the thing too, if you're not mastering, because a lot of it is just discipline, in my opinion, like base fundamentals. And if that gets away from you in the heat of the moment, I just think you're going to naturally be a little gun shy to ask people to try to do more, right? If you can't master again, if you're strong side A gap guy and you try to backdoor that thing, or you can't play a reach block, like you're going to be a little less hesitant to be eccentric. So and it's happened to me, right? Where it's like just last night, like we're not getting home on some blitzes. So you're less apt to call them if you're not getting home, right?
Yeah. If you're not getting the benefit of the call, you don't want to take the risk of it.
So I think for these guys, Tim, do you double down on the process and keep tinkering with new guys? Do you tweak the process and stay with the same guys? Is it positional? Like, how do you think they'll look at it to get ready for Northwestern, a team that's pretty adept at running the rock?
I mean, I think you just, especially with what you're facing a team that knows who they are offensively, and you know what you're going to get out of them, and you kind of know the matchups. And again, like with Minnesota, I do feel like this is generally a team where Nebraska can win one-on-one matchups. They just have to kind of do it. So, yeah, I mean, I think you double down in this situation. Like, I think this is the type of opponent, and coming off the game that you had, you do double down because, again, I do think there's a belief within the locker room and within this defensive staff that this group is progressing, and development isn't always linear. But over the course from what we saw from game one through Michigan State, I thought you saw progression, and then it all came crashing back to earth. It fell back to earth a little bit against Maryland, of course, and then really came crashing down to earth last week. So, yeah, again, this is a defense that has had promising moments and developed, but yeah, I don't think you throw away the development and the growth of the unit that they've had together over one game. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot that's going to be asked of guys. I think you're going to see a similar tight leash on specific individuals in the back seven in particular, of like, hey, if this isn't happening again this week, like we've got guys that will make those plays or will at least try, and will put themselves in position to like make those plays.
Rank these in order of operations, because I think I was a little more taken aback by the offense than the defense, even with the offensive line injuries. By the way, Spindler even being back at practice.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, good on that guy.
Sunday morning, I texted Steve. I was like, "Oh, should we get our Rocco's probably potentially out for multiple games?"
I mean, that was compound.
Yeah,
like he jumped into the tunnel. Like anyway, and if Shavers tried to play and that hurt too much, like it's gonna be fascinating. But anyway, would you start with physical run game, EJ touches, limit check with me's or RPOs, or quick game? Quick game, limiting RPOs, physical run game, EJ touches.
Ooh.
Slot those in order for me for this offense this week.
I feel like the very simple thing is EJ touches. Like I just think like that's just something
EJ
that's
touches
like,
one.
Yep. Yeah, and then yeah, like I think limiting, like no, I mean, because I think one goes in hand with the other. More EJ touches also means like limiting the like RPOs where Dylan's like throw and just hand it off. Just get Emmett the ball, give him an opportunity to carry the ball, give him an opportunity to get comfortable. And then yeah, quick game, like again, like get to that. But like I just think from what we've seen from this team so far, for whatever reason, they haven't gotten into the flow of like a good, like a consistent quick game. Like they found the screens, but they haven't found like really much beyond that. Even like last week, like again, I saw people the last 2 weeks being like, run mesh. Why aren't they running mesh? They're trying. It's covered up. It's
yeah, you can see that. I thought Collins was pretty smart. I said that before the game. I'm saying it even more after. Their pre-post, whether he was playing two-man or that inverted coverage, like they're pretty good with their disguises because they're not elite. They're pretty good with what he wanted to do.
Yeah, and they try like that's a defense that like again they know who they are, but also like against a team like, and they are one of those unique kind of like middle to they're not a top tier contender in the Big Ten, but they're one of those teams that typically has the secondary talent. They do this year to like keep up with most anybody in the conference. Like they can stick in coverage against most anyone in the conference.
And they were missing some fellas too.
Yeah. So it's again it's assignment stuff, but like the quick game stuff just hasn't been there. So that's why I put it lower, just because I don't think that's something that they're going to suddenly find. But again, like I think it just comes down to
what would you call Cincinnati? Just checkdowns, not necessarily quick game.
I would say those are more, because it's coming back to that. Like I think there's built in obviously some of that for Dylan. Part of this is I don't know how much Dylan's going to that like compared to what he was early in the season. Like it does, and part of that I think flow of the game matters too against both Maryland and Minnesota. But there were times where I felt like, okay, well, he's not looking underneath really at all. Like he's not really assessing the check down options there. So that's part of it. I think this is just an offensive operation right now that when it's working, it really it's efficient, it's smooth, and they're getting chunk plays off of everything. Like it's not one thing in particular, but like they're able to just create chunks. And right now, but the problem is they don't have a bread and butter where it's like, okay, well, we really need something. This is what we turn to. It's because they can attack in so many different ways. And when it's working, so many different things work. They don't have a specific thing of like, okay, we're in trouble. We need to lean on this.
It's crazy how to start the third quarter when it was 7-6, they go run, and they get the screen to EJ. You're moving. You take the shot play to Key. You don't get it. The next play is a sack. The next play is a sack. Drive over. You punt that thing. Gets down to the 2, they go 17-98 on you, and you're thinking, oh, my God, the game's over. Like, it never boils down to just a couple of plays, but that series was a microcosm of what not only they're capable of, but how fine line it is that sometimes these guys need to function, right? That drive started out really, really well. And if maybe you don't take the shot on first, the shot to Key. I didn't mind it, even though Emmett was getting his deals. But then you go sack, and it's like you're demoralized as opposed to, man, we could get back to that. But
it feels like a turnover. Like it feels like a turnover.
Kind of.
Like,
well,
honestly.
They acted like it was.
Yeah.
So you have options emotionally as a team. I would look at that drive and I would tell our guy, I would be like, hey, look, fellas, like, Come on now.
We were gashing them.
Let hang in there.
Yeah.
But the 1798 with the like, I don't know, man. You need a little more seasoning of golf. You just need a little more emotional seasoning for some of these guys. And that's okay. That'll come with experience.
Yeah. And part of this too, like you mentioned emotional seasoning, like I'm glad the players mentioned it because it confirmed something for me. Coming out of that game, it felt like Nebraska walked into that game with this game plan of, okay, we are the more talented team. We can throw it on these guys. Like, we think we could throw it on these guys. We're going to have chunk plays available for us, and we can keep up, and we're going to be able to score points. And that sequence right there where you miss the deep shot, you get sacked twice, and then they run it down your throat 98, for 98 yards. All of a sudden you're looking around and you're saying, oh, well, we didn't sign up for this. We thought we were going to be able to, we thought we were going to do that. We thought we were going to move the ball all over them. And I just think from an emotional standpoint, that's where the game was somewhat lost, because it was like, okay, well, they didn't in that moment have the resolve to kind of bounce back, rally back, and get themselves up to, because you enter games with the mentality. They entered the game with a mentality of, this isn't going to be a dogfight. This is going to be us, kind of making a statement. It felt like that's what they wanted to do. When that didn't happen, it's really tough with nothing. And again, the part of it too is when you don't have anything going for you offensively, defensively, no bread and butter, no real and there just wasn't that momentum to be had. It just got away from them emotionally, and that's why again. And then when Elijah goes out, you just toss everything from that, because after that, it just there wasn't the momentum in that for them to come back. Is the best way to put that. I didn't think there was.
Tim, if you were putting together this offense and you've seen what you've seen from them so far this year, you've mentioned this term a couple times, and I've heard it a lot throughout the week. What would your bread and butter be? What would be your go-to to say, hey, this is what I think we can do when nothing else is going right?
I mean, like at this point, it's Emmett like touches, like just like he can move the ball. It's like he just needs to get into a flow of the game, but he's shown, I think, regardless of opponent at this point, that there are opportunities for him in the run game, and like whatever that looks like, however you need to manufacture touches for him to get him to move the chain, but he is the guy that is the consistent chain mover. And I also think it comes down to like getting back to feeding the playmakers. Like, I think there's part of this where I like, and I appreciate it that Dylan spreads the ball out as much as he does, but the combined touches for Ja'Cory Barney over the last 2 weeks are not acceptable. Like I think Dane Key still is they're working on it, but he's not getting the ball. I think it's just trust your guys that are matchup nightmares and one-on-one matchup winners to win those one-on-one matchups. Like, I think it comes down to that. But at the end of the day, like if you're looking for a bread and butter, it has to be eminent. If it's not that, like I'd call it buddy ball, but it's buddy ball. Like get Dylan to get Dylan easy touches and easy outlets to the guys that he trusts in space.
Do you think how interesting do you find it, kind of the back and forth where we're really, really quick to say, and maybe it just depends on the narrative we want to, but like, let's just say we zoom out and we don't really care who starts at quarterback. If you're going to make this a discussion, why do we take Akron and Houston Christian out of Dylan's statistics, but we use that to justify or talk about what we think the second quarterback is capable of when it was in those same two games? You know what I mean?
It really is just like it's the backup quarterback's most popular guy. Like when you think you can do something like okay, well, like again, hypothetically, it's like, okay, well, the O-line protection isn't there. We need to do this. Maybe do it with their quarterbacks. But like again, on paper, I can understand why people think but you're not in the lock. You don't know the conversations that are happening. Like you don't know how mentally in control of the offense Dylan Raiola. You don't know, like again, like the dynamics of the locker room, all of that. Like there are all these different things that go into it. And on top of that, Dylan is the most capable and talented guy in the locker room of leading this team right now. Like he is the most capable quarterback in that locker room. And it comes down to everyone except, I think TJ accepts his role. I think Trey Taylor knows his role coming in. I think everyone in that room knows and understands the role. I shared this story like last week, but I don't know if y'all saw what Keelan Russell said after Ty Simpson won the job. Like he went back home to his mom and was like, yeah, he won the job. He should have. Like if he didn't, I would have had questions about the coaching staff. That's how it should be. And that's how I think TJ Lateef thinks as well. Like they know who the guy is. And like any of this noise on the outside isn't getting to them because they know what it is on the inside.
Tim, as you look at Northwestern and see some of the same qualities of that Northwestern team that we maybe saw against Minnesota, desire to run the football at a heavy pace, ability to kind of control clock and limit possessions and things like that. And then probably a better defense than what Minnesota has. How much of what you think is happening in this game is, well, Pritchett will be back, maybe we get Spindler, maybe we get Shavers back, and how much of it is, I think Nebraska is just going to be in a different headspace, or do you think it's going to be different than Minnesota?
I mean, I think they're going to be in a different headspace for one, and two, I do think, again, like with the Indiana, like I tossed that Indiana game out just because I felt like it was a bit of an aberration game. Like, I think this team is going to get back to offensively specifically. I think they are going to get back to some of the stuff that worked. I think there is going to be a more, I think that the game plan is going to be a little more dialed in offensively, and I think defensively, the assumption is Shavers is back, but. I think these guys in general recognize the sense of urgency, and I kind of trust the bond that Butler has with his guys and the relationship he has. And the fact, I think, again, this is personal, and we'll see how it looks on Saturday. I think Butler is capable of challenging his guys and holding those guys to a very high standard, and those guys responding. I think there's that trust there. I think that's established, and I think those guys will fall in line and will do what they can to perform to Butler's expectations. And I think there's, like I said, going to be a tighter leash as well. And again, on paper, if Nebraska plays the offense the way they have the majority of the time they have this year, they should still have the ability to create some separation in this game and, play a little comfortably maybe in the second half. Again, they've not played that way recently. They've not made it comfortable for themselves. They've not allowed themselves to kind of create that separation and build on that separation. But that's what I'm looking for on Saturday is play like the offense you've shown you can be. And then defensively, you have the better Jimmies and the Joes, like prove it again. Like they have a run game. You know what they're going to do with you. You know exactly who they're going to in the pass game. You know how they're going to attack you. This isn't an offense that like Cincinnati where you don't really know what to expect based on offseason additions or like there are the excuses here are you still haven't figured out how to defend the run and you still haven't figured out certain things. That's the excuse going into it. So if you take that out of it, who are you? Like I think this is a good test to just figure out who this team is.
Yeah, this is weird because I'm kind of warped and a little demented. But I actually like the early start time. I like the narrative that we've kind of made. We're certain, at least in the media and the fan base, we're certainly not sleeping on Northwestern. We've created this thing with Northwestern, whether it's because they always play in it, whatever it is, like we think this team's pretty good for whatever the reason. Mm-hmm. Right.
I think there's some people that look at the record, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't expect that. Like, I didn't expect I didn't expect to see 5-2 walking in."
So let's operate under that assumption. So I think they get Nebraska's attention. Nebraska's coming off the way that they played a week ago. If it was me, like you want that game early. I don't think it'll be sleepy. I think the fan base will respond because I think they're pissy. Like, if I'm a player, I played on Friday. Like I've had to listen to this. Yeah. Forever.
You're ready to go.
Like the minute we get a chance to play this thing, I want to play it. I love the 11. Outside of when I have to start my day, I love the 11 o'clock kick for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Like again, I don't really have a whole lot of concerns about this team's ability to respond just because like Saturday or Friday was like a little stunning for me just because I didn't think this team was still capable of that. Like I didn't think this team was capable of a bottom falling out type of performance anymore. But I like the way they've responded, the way like it's reminded like again, like what I know about this team and what I believe about this team is this is a strong team that is responding, that was as frustrated as everybody watching on Friday, was as frustrated being in that moment and knowing they like not knowing, but like trying to find answers and not really having any. And the response after has been exactly what I expected. Like this is a team that I think is going to rally, that's going to bounce back. They know Friday's not acceptable. In years past, it may have just been a thing where it's like, okay, that this there's excuses for this, there's that. There was no excuses. No one, like, I'm the one that's bringing up that Pritchett and Spindler were out. Dylan didn't do that. The offensive guys weren't like, well, we lost 2 starting offensive tackles. Like, well, offensive linemen, what are we supposed to do? Like, they didn't say that. They were like, well, we didn't play well enough. 6 points is unacceptable.
Tim,
now you got me doing
it. Changing gears real quick. I rub off on him in a positive way, obviously. Tim, what do we have coming up in terms of recruits coming in? I know with the 11 o'clock kick, it can make it challenging, but it sounds like they're still trying to get some visitors in this weekend.
Yeah, super interesting that it's a lot more national guys than I expected. And in 26, you've got an official visitor, Damon Lewis, younger brother of Panthers guard Damian Lewis, edge rusher, out of Charlotte, that's visiting and making his official visit. He's got this visit on the books, then Florida State next week. We'll see kind of how this weekend goes, especially with Florida State kind of playing the way they are, the hot seat kind of getting warmer for Mike Norvell. I don't know if he makes it back. And on that note, they're also bringing the Tadarius Hughes in, 4-star safety out of Miami Northwestern, that's committed to Florida State. Miami's been working there, trying to flip him away. He's been to Miami, stayed at Miami and gone to Hard Rock Stadium a few times this year. Syracuse still in the mix a little bit too. Florida State, again, still in the mix. This is turning into an Addison Williams and Evan Cooper head-to-head battle, which is fun for people around here. Nebraska loves him. He's at the very top of their safety board. Big playmaker at 6'3", 180 pounds. Athletic in coverage, but come down and thump as well. And Nebraska would love they see him as like an early type contributor. Same with Danny Odom, of course, who's back in town this weekend. In 27, it's a really good opportunity for Dakeil Shorts and the receivers. Quentin Hale
and Taylor.
Yeah, Hale, number 6 receiver in the country out of Los Angeles Cathedral. USC is the early favorite there, and that's one that I would be surprised if USC lets him leave LA. But Nebraska's going to get a shot this weekend. Khalil Taylor's the guy I would keep a look at. Nebraska was a second offer for him after Penn State, but he made that early Penn State commitment. Hadn't really made any other visits elsewhere. Backed off the commitment, now making visits. Nebraska's done well there. They've got a couple, obviously, relationships to the area and have been in this recruitment since 2023. So that's one I'd keep an eye on. Trey Taylor is going to be working on him this weekend too. And then the one I would keep an eye on at the receiver position that's not super highly ranked, Justin Lindsay's back in town. Unranked technically, receiver out of Lee Summit North. He camped in June at right around 6'2", but I love the way he moves. He's a really good route runner. Does a good job creating separation in and out of his routes. There's just a lot of mastery of the route running there. Trey really liked him, throwing to him. This is going to be his 3rd visit since landing that offer, and his second game day visit. That just has a chance to move pretty quick for Nebraska. Lee Summit North, obviously the connections are there, and he's a guy that I think was in the midst of a bit of a breakout junior season, has some touchdowns, getting more production on the field, and Nebraska may be in wait and see mode just because they have such a loaded 27 big board. But he's the kind of guy I could see they take somewhat off the radar that has no stars, and people would be surprised that he ends up signing with Nebraska.
All right, we're not surprised that with Nebraska's connection to Murfreesboro, right? With a Wafu, and it seems to be kind of a little quiet place that they have really good relationships.
They're establishing themselves. I noted it in my show.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's weird. It's because what's weird about it is too. It's no one tries in Tennessee outside of guys try spot recruiting, but Nebraska's really tried to establish a presence there. This is one this week in Princeton, but one that people. I think the ship has sailed just because of the season they've had and the way it's gone. But Nebraska really tried late for Chasten Smith, 4-star cornerback who's headed to Notre Dame. He's from a similar area. They got him on campus quietly last year, really opened his eyes. And if he didn't make that early Notre Dame commitment, I think Nebraska would have had a seat at the table and been a real contender there. But just the way that recruitment got away from them. But that's been interesting. I've been trying to figure out there's a couple of relationships there that have helped Nebraska, but there's something there's for whatever reason, people in Tennessee are really receptive to Nebraska.
That's our guy, Tim VERGHESE, inside Nebraska. Tim, appreciate the time as always. Hopefully we enjoy the game a little bit more this week.
Yes, of course. Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, TV.
That's TV from inside Nebraska. Great stuff there as always. Interested with the a lot of the recruits coming in for the 11 o'clock. They used to try and avoid that like the plague.
Well, we used to always complain. I mean, just another way to look at it, right? opportunity versus what we can't do.
Well,
it doesn't come up much with this staff. I think they just quietly go about their business. They don't
get it done.
They don't talk about start. They don't.
Well, low key, I mean, you could probably spend more time with them after the game than you can beforehand.
Yeah.
Right? Like at a 6:30 start, you're probably pretty dialed in the whole time.
Yeah.
Whereas 11 o'clock, maybe you get the game over and you can actually spend some time with the recruits over the weekend. Like that seems sort of advantageous if they can get in after their Friday night games.
It's definitely going to be, I don't know, man. I'm kind of pumped to see where they're at.
For the game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I said it right there on Monday. Like, line it up and play it again.
Yeah. I mean, I think
because as much as and people will split hairs, it just depends on what your personality gravitates towards more, like what your life experiences are. I don't know if it's as much Nebraska didn't show up as much as you couldn't match what Minnesota's mindset. So, and those are two for competitors, for people, like, you know what I mean? Not to diminish one or the other, but if you compete, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, I'm sure Canelo came dialed and focused.
Sure.
He could not match
what Bud was bringing.
Bud's intensity in the moment. Like, that happens a ton. And it's the level in which we're talking about is always higher than what we're accustomed to in our day-to-day. I want to ask Benny Mac if he felt like, because we were down there early, he babysat me because, of course, I couldn't go down on the field by myself. But I wonder what he felt about whether Nebraska's, because I felt like I may have misdiagnosed it. I was like, they seem kind of dialed. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe the dialed part was we didn't have a lot of juice. Could be more. They just couldn't match Minnesota's. They thought they had it, but it wasn't what Minnesota was bringing to the table. Brandon Riley told me a funny story once when we had him on about this whole Iowa thing, and I said, I just don't understand how many times they have to win for us to understand that they don't like you. He goes, oh, no, we know.
Yeah.
Like, you can now feel it. That's one of those teams that I have a really strong disdain for. He said it's just different when players, when you're in those things, you can feel how much somebody wants to do you bodily harm.
Yeah. It's a whole different thing.
And you have to go through it.
Because you don't really understand until you do.
Yeah, you think you're at a certain spot until you play somebody that's that much more motivated.
Yeah, 100%. There's just a whole other thing. Okay, so I'm going to address something real quick just so he shuts the hell up.
Ooh.
There's 5 games left in the season, right? Regular season games.
Yes. You talking about Nebraska?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any interest whatsoever in talking about the 2026 schedule?
No, what are we talking about?
Chief, shut the hell up. I asked him, okay? He doesn't want to talk about it now. He's not going to want to talk about it in June, probably. I'll probably make him talk about it in August.
You know I can't read. Like, what are we
Shut the hell up.
What are we talking about?
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about 2026 schedule right now.
You know he's kind of an antagonist.
A-hole is the word you're looking for.
No.
Yes, that is the word I'm looking for.
That's not the word I'm looking for. I don't know him.
I do. This is what I know of him. Like, no one cares.
Oh, Lord.
We thought Penn State was going to be a whole thing this year. Look, we don't even know who's going to be on the teams next year. God. You've been talking about this the whole show. There's a game tomorrow.
So he's an Austin Hole?
Pretty close.
We need a game to play.
We have one, and we're looking at 2026.
Everybody's angry.
We have no idea who's going to be on Nebraska's team or Oregon's team or Ohio State's team or anybody else's team. Good Lord. Go to break, Shane.
Yeah, that sounds like an Austin Hole.
fearless savings this October at Edwards Chevrolet with 0 down sign and drive deals waiting for you. Get $12,000 off MSRP on the 2025 Chevrolet Silverado 1 LT Crew Cab 4-wheel drive or lease for $555 a month with 0 down, strength and upfront savings. Or drive the 2025 Chevrolet Trax front-wheel drive LS, lease starting at $299 a month. Sign and drive with 0 down, smart design, and modern tech that fits your lifestyle. Don't wait. Fearless October savings are happening now at Edwards Chevrolet.
Everybody doing their job at a high level. Obviously the sacks in the previous games have thrown us out of rhythm. It's just every guy. It's you versus him. You got to block the guy in front of you. You also have to get the play call. It's just us being efficient, playing good football. Yeah, I mean we don't go out and just block just the blitzes that they've run. We block like the blitzes that they run, the blitzes that we're seeing that people are giving us. We have rules to everything. It's going to come down to our players making plays. I think that's the greatest gift you can give as a coach. When things go wrong, it's your job to say, "Hey, that's on us." But I think our players know that players win games, and they have to go make blocks, and they have to go make catches, and they have to do things at a really high level versus an excellent Northwestern team.
Imagine your first dream home and the feeling of walking inside for the first time. With Centrist Federal Credit Union's First Time Home Buyers program, you are at the doorstep of bringing your vision to life. Welcome home. From your neighborhood mortgage experts, Centrist Federal Credit Union. We are where you are.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Huskers hoping for a little better luck on their home field than they've had their last two games as they run out to take on the Northwestern Wildcats. Keep it a two-score game. Tommy Armstrong on the keep. Hurdling a man. Armstrong launching for the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. Spectacular run by Tommy Armstrong, soaring for 6. Armstrong to Amir Abdullah. Down and in for the touchdown, and the Huskers on top on the Network under center. Fleeks is the deep back. Wide receivers left and right. Turn. Back to throw. Play action look. Heiberg going to take a shot downfield. Has a man wide open. Malachi Coleman makes a catch. Touchdown, Nebraska. Trips to the near side. Kellogg gets a shotgun snap. Final play of the game. Ron waiting for the wideouts to get downfield. Launches the throw down toward the goal line. Going up. Ball tipped in the air. Touchdown! Northwestern camp. Nebraska wins the game on the final play of the contest. Oh, baby!
Other side of the 2-minute timeout. Minnesota 24, Nebraska 6. Looks like the Huskers will be licking their wounds.
Yeah, it wasn't good enough. I mean, I think I've always been really. I don't know what to say to you guys other than it wasn't good enough. I mean, I'm pissed off. I'm pissed off at the coaches. I'm pissed off at myself. I'm mad.
You know, the greatest thing is that we got the next game. We got another game to go do it.
Caught by Key. There he goes. Turbo button. Touchdown. Dane Key.
I think our whole objective is to make sure that when a fight starts, that we're not counterpunchers, but you taste your own blood, that you fight back.
Play action fake. Backside pressure comes. Ball stripped. It's picked up with Ari at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Scoop and score.
That's how you respond.
Cross midfield. It's Hunter to the 40. Far left sideline. 20, 15, 10. And is he in? He is. Touchdown Huskers!
Every week is going to be a fight.
Viola plants, launches, far right side of the end zone jump ball. Was it caught? Was it caught?
Unreal.
Touchdown Huskers! Jakari Barty, how a player!
Good teams, when they lose, they get mad. They fight back.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill, reminding you that just 4 hours a month can make a big difference with Big Brothers Big Sisters of the Midlands. You can mentor a young person, make a big difference in their lives. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up, and Big Brothers Big Sisters will help you along the way. It's bbbsmidlands.org to learn more and to sign up to be a mentor today. DB, how are we doing? You good?
I'm good. I was just telling Kobe, we have a defense called Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe. What's your Kobe defense look like? Like, what's it?
I'm not. So
why is it called Kobe? Can you give me like a general?
So you just think.
Like Mamba mentality, intensity? Am I doing too much? I don't want to give it away.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
But more, it's just funny because of his Rod Wave reference and how they
all up in your feels?
Always want Rod Wave playlists. Kobe dropping that bomb. So we're just like, there's like a connection there. So we're just like, we played it a ton last night.
Amazing Daniel wants us.
We call it Kobe.
Amazing Daniel wants us to know that Nebraska's got Arizona. They're at Arizona on the 2031 schedule. Do we think that's a trap game?
Are we really doing this?
No,
I don't even know where this started. So I'm super slow. So you have to. You have to clue your boy. I hate schedules to begin with.
I know this.
We don't even know what these guys are going to look like.
That's my exact point. We don't know who Nebraska's team's going to be. We don't know who any of these teams are going to be.
Can I get I don't even, do I want a backstory?
No, you don't.
I just want to follow this.
It's literally one of the people in the chat was just like, ask Tim about the schedule. Ask Damon about the schedule in 2026. I get that there are names.
I don't know bleep.
I don't know who's going to be on anybody's team next year.
Okay.
So it's not really doing me a lot, you know? And you don't even like talking about schedules when it's appropriate to talk about schedules. So
what does that mean?
It means like August when you're like, do we have to do this? I was like, yes, DB, we do.
What is it?
This is part of the show.
This dude said we got lucky. Like, what is good?
I told you, just leave the glasses off. You don't want to know about the chat today.
This dude might have split personalities. I don't know.
You don't want to know about
it. We got lucky. I mean,
you don't want to know about the chat today. Speaking of getting lucky, you've been on a pretty good run with your betting picks.
Yeah.
You think we should make some picks?
I don't know. Maybe later.
I think we should. We don't have later. This is all we got.
What time is it?
It's 8:45. We got SAUTTER and then Benny Mac. And I know you're not getting Benny Mac out before the end of the show.
We might. But he might have some hot picks. And be like, man, that damn DB, he said Louisville was gonna beat by Abba.
You want to do bet on it with Benny Mac?
Yeah, that'll be fun.
All right, we'll do bet on it with Benny Mac.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook.
He's pretty. Yeah.
All right, we'll do bet on it with Benny Mac. Here, there was something that
dude, I see what you're talking about. He's nuts.
No, yeah, they're just a wear out. Like I don't.
But he came into the chat like this.
That's fine.
He's like that name is relatively new, the login, but he started that like last week with the Latif talk.
Yeah, no, that's just what is happening, and there's like 4 people in the chat that are having their own thing. They're doing their own thing, and everybody else is actually paying attention to the show, and I don't know what's happening. It's fine.
Did we lose the lane train? Because the lane train has some friends that like they're on that like. It's not pessimism. It's just we only focus on like the 1 or 2 things.
Oh, I don't know. What I do know is Jason wants to know if there's a dress code for the Halloween thing. That's right. You can wear a costume.
Start with clothes.
Yeah, their clothes are required. This is a restaurant and a public place of business, so clothes are required. This is a no shoot, no shoes, no shirt, no pants, no service type deal. They always leave the pants out.
I was gonna say nobody's ever said anything about pants.
I think they're making an assumption that I don't want to make. We want pants as well. Shorts if you'd like, but some sort of covering.
Pants on the ground.
Yeah, they so that's the you can dress up in a costume, you can not dress up in a costume. I'm gonna try and get DB into a onesie. We're still trying to find him an Orca onesie.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that our guy?
Which one?
Is Sindelar in the chat?
Is he?
He might be turning and burning grits on his way out to sell thousands upon thousands of dollars.
We do have Sindelar in the Amazing Dan says, pants, I'm out.
I was telling one of our
Yes, Alex, Winnie the Pooh costume is 100% out.
So have you seen the low-budget horror film that's Winnie the Pooh?
I've seen the commercial, yeah. It's like Winnie the Pooh serial killer or something.
Like they'll make anything. I was telling one of my coaches about the Amazing Daniel last night on the way to the game.
Yeah.
About the beard oil and bong water. And all you heard in the back seat was I was like, yeah, exactly. I don't even know how that came up.
It's hard to tell sometimes. It's hard to tell.
Killing time in traffic going 96th Street South.
Oh, that's a good. So I don't want to rope you into this, but I'm going to.
95 South?
No. When you're thinking about Omaha, because you grew up in what I think some people call Northwest Omaha.
Northwest Omaha.
Where do you think West Omaha starts? This was a very controversial topic in the office yesterday.
I think historically for me, West Omaha started west of 120th Street.
Okay, that was a pretty common answer. So in your mind, you did not live in West Omaha.
No, my black friends thought I lived in West Omaha, though.
Okay. You did go to Omaha Northwest, so that's a little confusing.
Yeah.
Today, you still think it's about 120th? You said historically. I just want to know. It sounded like it may have changed.
I would push that out to maybe 144th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I said west of 680. I said once you get west of 680, it feels like you're in West Omaha.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
Okay.
Because I still think the Southerners are fighting for the West Omaha deal. Like, I don't think, like we were at Foundation, I don't think Papio South considers themselves West Omaha. And that's 108th and 370.
Yeah, that's correct. It does get wonky on the north and south extremes. You get between like Harrison and Maple, I feel like you have a much better kind of grasp on where West Omaha is.
Yeah.
When you get to the north and south extremes, it gets a little wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I would agree. I don't think anybody in Papillion thinks they live in West Omaha.
120th sounds kind of right.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that. That's like a mile and a half west of the interstate.
Yes. Do you tell people you live in West Omaha?
No, I just tell people like cross streets most of the time. Like, oh, I live near this.
I mean, technically now it's kind of Midtown.
Well, so that's what I was gonna say. Like,
yeah,
Midtown's like 108th.
Yeah, like 30. Like what people consider Midtown isn't even really Midtown.
Yeah, it's closer to downtown.
It's just west of downtown.
Yeah, and we don't know what else. It's Midtown to most people is from like 30th to like 120th. It's just all in the middle there. He said SkyMax says he grew up on 149th. Used to think 132nd was West Omaha. T-Mac agrees with me. Oh, he says 680 is Midtown now.
I'm still tripping off the Caribbean roots, but he explained it to me.
I didn't get that text. I saw the original Caribbean comment in the chat. I didn't see the text.
Yeah. Did I send you the IG thing of the job interview he sent me yesterday?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Now, if I sent him something like that, he'd tell me to go to bed.
I know, but he's like, "No, we got it."
Put the phone down, DB. Put the phone down.
So Rule said something yesterday I actually wanted to ask you about because
Husker accent doesn't know. Lincoln is West Nebraska.
So we did have a Western Nebraska talk yesterday too.
So how does Austin feel about that? He's super Western.
Yeah. So he said, I think he said 120th.
Yeah.
Was anything after?
I mean,
that's about right. I mean, I'm not gonna fight you on 120th. 144 seems too far, but I don't know. We had a couple 156ers, but they were like Elkhorn kids, so I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, Todd says he grew up on 150th and Harrison when Harrison was a gravel road. When we moved to Maple Village, we used to go out to the dump.
Mm-hmm.
I told you, which was on 132nd and State Street.
Yeah,
and
there was nothing out there, right?
Kids went to middle school.
There was nothing out there, and others.
It's like, wow, this is interesting. I mean, and it would be like a drive. Like my dad, he'd be like, "Hey, do you want to take a ride?"
Yeah.
And that's all the further we were going. It seemed far back then.
I used to think that of course, when you're a kid, you think everything's kind of far away if you're in the car for
my
like
nephew
2 minutes.
lives way out that way.
Yeah.
By Ryan's old house.
There's
wait, is he still in the apartment?
Yeah.
My man got an apartment to transition. Who does that?
Well, you got to get the timing right. It's I think
so. The house sold quick.
Yeah, and I think when you're building new, I think you do have to make sure you get the other house sold, and sometimes you end up a little limbo. I've heard several people that end up in that position when they're building, or they're kind of in a transition.
I should ask him what he left in his freezer that didn't make the move.
I bet he didn't leave much.
I don't have any room anyway.
I'll say, yeah, you don't. I barely got that fish in there, man.
Yeah, that's gonna be a couple pounds less after this weekend.
So I had to use the door.
That halibut is getting destroyed.
Yeah, I remember going out to like Elkhorn when I was a kid, and I thought I was leaving town.
Now I have figured out like routes. Are you a routes or route? Don't even answer. Which ways do you like to travel it? You're getting ready to make another dumb joke.
I like the band The Roots.
Nappy?
But no, just the Roots.
Roots?
Yeah.
I have figured out which ways I like to go.
Yeah, I think I say Roots. I think routes. I think I see Roots.
Are you data or data?
Data usually.
Okay.
I'm not gonna fight over data. Also, mostly because David Fizdale made it funny. Take that for data.
That's the guy that used to coach.
That's an NBA deep cut. You remember that when he was coaching the Grizzlies?
Yeah, I was not a Fizz guy. He was weird, but he's a good coach.
Yeah.
They ran him out maybe a little soon.
Yeah, probably. He's a little strange, though.
Well, they haven't been the same.
No. They've been pretty bad.
Old Fizz. Where did he wind up? Assistant somewhere?
I think so. I don't remember where he ended up. Wyatt, I'm not going to ask that.
I haven't made that mistake in months.
You had one yesterday?
Pen and pin?
No.
Oh, don't make this up because there's tape.
I know, and I stopped myself because I was trying to be kind.
Why is that so hard for you? You like flip a coin on whether to be teabaggy or not.
No, it's fighting against my nature. And you said you were trying to say gem, like it was a gem of something. It sounded a lot like Jim. Like a lot like Jim. I let it ride yesterday, but you brought it back up again, so I'm just trying to help you. Help you, help me.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask a question about Coach Rule. You got me distracted.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Coach Rule said something yesterday. Shane probably has the clip.
It was data.
Pardon?
My man stays on delay.
Thanks, Jim.
I probably said gem.
You were trying to say gem for sure.
Then I said gem.
Maybe. Thought you were going to get a workout in.
Or did you say gin?
Huh?
Is your temple bothering you? You got a headache? I got some Tylenol. You need some Tylenol? I got to get the bag. It's over there. We'll get in the break. So Coach Rule said something yesterday. Maybe we could talk to, I don't know, we'll talk to somebody about this.
How about each other?
You want to talk to me still?
Just pushing it.
Depends on the moment. I would say I flip a coin whether I'm going to be nice or not. You flip a coin whether you want to keep talking to me or not.
That's about right.
And we're still here.
I need a
So can I
sedative.
say something positive?
Need a sedative. What did he say that bugged you?
It didn't bug me. I was curious because I think it was, I don't remember who asked the question about players saying they let off the pedal a little bit during the week of practice before Minnesota. And Coach Rule said, I don't think they let off the pedal. I thought they had a good week of practice this week. I think they're having a good week of practice last week. My question is, can you physically be giving good effort but mentally not be locked into the way you need to? Is that a real thing?
Yeah.
Because that's what I was trying to find the disconnect between, and Coach Rule kind of addressed it. He's like, yeah, sometimes they're just trying to give you something because they're, you ask them questions, they're trying to give you good answers.
I do agree with that.
I do too.
I absolutely agree with that because they want to be accountable too.
Yes. And so they don't ever want to seem like they're shirking responsibility. But I also wondered
if
that's
a good word.
Shirk. I try to sometimes.
That's a good word.
I do also want to try and take something that they said at face value in the sense that, is it possible that there can be a disconnect physically and
there are
mentally?
times, right, we'll watch tape, and I'll say, I'm sure at the time this felt right. Because sometimes you'll get a little pushback from a player where I'll say, hey, listen, you got to squeeze a little more. You got to get in the D gap. I don't want any space there. Like, I don't want to see a crease. Oh, I did such and such and such and such. And whether we do it again or we turbo or whatever, we'll run these stunts or fits.
Like they think they didn't leave
and
a
I
gap.
think it feels like they did it right.
And then you show them and you're like, you didn't do it right.
Right.
Okay.
Or we could say something like, Coach Quinn will say, hey, don't let him climb on your toes, get out of your back pedal. And somebody will inevitably say, well, I opened up. And then you look and you watch it. So there's this thing about muscle memory and repetition versus is it good enough?
Is it actually what you think you're doing?
So that's probably more what I would talk about than
versus a mental physical disconnect.
Yeah, because I don't know if that's a thing.
Well, that was curious, honestly. Like
I'm sure it is, but I don't think it's relative to
what
this
they were talking
discussion.
About. More like I thought I was executing it at the level I needed to, and then I saw I wasn't.
I've been there where you think you're being physical, and it's like that wasn't good enough. It probably felt right at the time.
I know what you're talking. I have a dumb example. It's a really dumb example, but so when I've been taking tennis lessons, right? And my coach is like, hey, you have to drop the racket on your forehand. And I thought I was dropping that thing like to the ground. And I looked at the tape and I'm right here.
Window, to the walls.
That's to the ground. I thought I was dropping it like deep. And I was right here the whole time. But physically, I was like, no, I'm dropping it. And then he showed me tape and he's like, no, you're really not. And I was like, oh, shoot. Right. So I know what you're talking about there in a very stupid, small way. But so I was just curious. I didn't know.
Yeah, so I would be curious to again, you can ask Ben this because we watched those guys kind of warm up, and they weren't in gear yet. So you get are they getting lathered? Are they getting stretched? Like you get kind of a good feel. I would probably ask the players, did Minnesota play harder on Friday than you watched on film?
That's a good question.
That's what
that's a good question.
No, seriously.
Because what did I say all week? That wasn't the Minnesota I'd seen all year.
So we've seen it to the good and to the bad. We played one coach 2 years ago, and he said, one of the things you can't really tell until we play you guys is how hard you play. It doesn't really show up. Like prep's a perfect example.
Yeah.
You watch them on film, and you're like, okay, kind of well coached, concepts-wise. I don't know how physical they are. Then you play against them, and it's like, oh, it feels a lot more physical than what you watched on tape.
Than what it looked like.
So sometimes it could go either way. So that's always the question I would ask. Did Minnesota play harder? Were they more physical than what you imagine when you watch them on tape? Because sometimes you don't know until you get in it. You may think you can time a jab and you can pick it off and you can see it until it's actually pumped in your chin. Right? Then it's like, I had a hard time gauging.
dealing
the
with
speed,
that,
right?
Yeah,
doesn't mean you weren't ready. It's just they're better than you thought.
That's a good question.
You know what I mean?
Coming up real quick, we're going to talk to Mike Sautter from Hurrdat Sports and NAB Preps. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
The drive-into fall event is on at Edwards Ram and Jeep, Village Point, and Council Bluffs. Get $18,000 off MSRP on the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn 4x4 plus 3.9% APR for 72 months. Fearless fall savings with a massive inventory this October. Or upgrade to adventure with the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo 4x4. These starting at $299 a month with 0 down. Big inventory, bigger savings. Hurry to Edwards Ram and Jeep, Village Point, and Council Bluffs.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Oh, yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Mike Sautter.
Yeah.
Mike Sautter.
Oh, man, you're going to put me on the spot.
Mike Sautter.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Centris Federal Credit Union. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Mike Sautter, Hurrdat Sports and NAB Preps. Mike, what's going on, buddy?
What's up, fuckers?
How we doing?
I made it 2 weeks, man. I couldn't help myself.
Wow. What's up?
I mean, if we're going to do that, Mike, how about my Millard North Mustangs in the state playoffs? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, good on them.
They closed the season well, 4 out of 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
Change
quarterbacks and offenses late in the year. They look like a different team. Let's get it.
Gonna made the playoffs after a really poor start.
Tough start to the year.
Yeah, it's a poor start. I think that's fair.
Hey, my guy banged me yesterday on a sideline. 15-yarder.
Get out of the way.
Hey, no, he's really so these guys. And Ravi knows this. Like, it's a pretty good relationship. Those guys are pretty cool. Like, sometimes, they'll say if we're in the way, but most times they'll give you a little grace. But I'll tell you who it was off air. But I don't know. We were playing like trash to begin with, getting out, freaking hustled and everything else. But my man gave me he paused. He looked at me. And he said, what did he say? He said something like, say one more word.
Said one more word.
Yeah, he said, say one more word or something like that. And I was like, you got rabbit ears? My man was like, so in the meantime, like I thought, oh, man, he's going to give me like a warning. Like this dude's just being crazy because we are fairly good buds. Nah. You hear him whispering a little microphone. Yeah, 15-yarder. That's automatic first down. Dead ball and sportsman. Like, I thought Coach Samanji was going to rip my throat out. And I was like, Coach, man, I'm frustrated. We need something to get us going, man. We need a little shot in the arm. And I was like, if we lose, and even after the game, he's like, that could have cost us the game. And I was like, my bad. My bad, man. I don't want to argue about it. But yeah, I got bet. So you know what made it funny? He gave me the look like I was like 6. He looked at me. He was like, oh, you want to go here? And then, of course, I couldn't help myself.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, he got me.
I'm yelling at refs.
It was. Dude, I was joking with him afterwards about, I'm like, we're not going to Pivot anymore. I'm taking you to Outback.
We just had officials appreciation week like a week or two ago.
I don't know when we gonna have coaches appreciation.
That's a week or two ago. It's over. We're done.
Coach appreciation week is every day when you get to go out and do what you love. And
I'm just texting you who it was.
Okay.
So what you're saying to me, DB, is that much like somebody that you accuse of doing this all the time, you may have gone from 1.
No, I wasn't even really mad. Like mad.
Hey, let me tell you something. That person,
yeah,
he kicked me out of games intramural games.
Did he?
Oh yeah.
I tell I've always gotten I get it. He drives some people. He's been nothing but good to me.
No, he's great. But back in college, we were both in college at the same time, and I was an asshole and just
no. You don't say.
Oh, I was. Man, every single intramural game, I swear he yelled at me about something because
he was giving you the gate.
I believe there was a basketball game once that I got.
That's classic.
Well, I got asked to leave because I was.
It's like, hey, I think
that's his problem. He's
time
friends
to
with
go.
everybody. He should.
Yeah, he's great. He
makes himself approachable.
Yeah, he's great. But back then, I was a jerk and. I deserved it for sure. No question.
I don't think I should ever get flagged because I don't cuss.
Well, just because you don't cuss doesn't mean you can't be mean.
Yeah. So I should have, when he gave me the look, I should have known he wasn't playing.
You mean when he said,
the crowd was kind of sleepy, so you could hear everything.
You mean when he said one more word and then you said one more word? You probably
Why did the details?
You said he didn't give me a warning, and then you immediately said he said one more word. It's like that feels a lot like a warning, DB.
Kind of a warning. You want him to flag the warning, sideline warning? No, you got the verbal. You didn't need the. You need to waste everybody else's time with a flag.
Dude, whatever. All right.
Felt like
also, okay, whoever did the bottom. I do know where West Omaha starts. I'm very aware of where West Omaha starts. It's not 156th Street.
Is it 120th?
I would say 100. Yeah, West Roads-ish, right around there.
Is that what you said yesterday?
That's
I don't
102nd.
What'd you say on the video?
Yeah, I said 90th. So the problem is 90th to 114th is kind of purgatory, right?
So you need to go north south too. Are you talking from Maple to Hair? What are we talking about?
I think we just go I think when people think of West Omaha, they just go down Dodge, right? That's how I consider it.
I think between Dodge and Center is sort of mentally where I'm at when I'm talking about West Omaha.
Yeah. So
72nd and Center is not West Omaha.
Correct.
84th and Center is not West Omaha.
Correct.
96th and Center is not West Omaha.
Correct.
The Phillips 66 on 114th and Center is or isn't West Omaha?
We're getting there.
Yeah, we're right on it.
We might be on the border there.
You're right in it. Yeah.
So when people go to that Baker's on 120th and Center, they think they're in West Omaha?
I'll be honest, that Baker's does not feel like West Omaha.
Hey, that's
wow.
That's a cold shot. Quiet as kept. That's my little secret spot.
Oh, I go there all the time. It's the closest Baker's to where I live, but
that's right by Prairie Lane. So sometimes when I'm killing time for Ryder, that's my little. I like that little spot. It's quiet.
No, it's pretty low key for a grocery store. It's usually never like crazy busy or anything.
You can catch gizzards there too, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not catching gizzards.
He said it doesn't fit. That is so Ravi-esque.
Listen, there's certain spots that don't feel like the part of town you feel like you're in.
Hey, come out where I live. If you want some bougie.
No, I'm saying
you're not even that far from where he's talking about.
I'm saying
pretty decent.
Like I wouldn't say I think of West Omaha as mostly like suburbs, right? So you go to Regency, that feels like a suburb, but it's not West Omaha. So it goes the other way too. There's parts of town that don't feel like the rest of that part of town.
This dude.
Hey, central, whatever part of Omaha does have that bougie whole paycheck store. So.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The one that used to be the good one before they changed the.
Right by Westroads.
Yeah, the whole paycheck. That place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, geez.
Cost your whole paycheck to walk in that place.
You need to take that.
Yeah, it's like I'm not working.
He knows you have a day job, right?
Yeah.
We've talked to him on the show.
Wow. I don't know, man. I may or may not see you guys later.
Hey.
I used to they moved. That Baker's used to be on 132nd.
Yeah.
That was my Baker's. I love that one. That's the one I went to growing up as a kid.
Is that the one that used to be in the same place as Joanne's?
Yes. I don't think either of those are there anymore. Now one of them's a Planet Fitness and the other one's like a CHI or something.
So I'm in purgatory with my banking institutions. One's on 132nd and Center. The other one's on 84th and Giles.
How many bank accounts you need?
No, No, I said.
Oh,
it's the same institution,
Just
but
different
closest
locations.
one. Like
I was like, what are you talking?
right by my house. Actually,
Like-
the closest one that would make the most sense is Centris,
That's true. Those are our guys.
and it's stone's throw.
I was like, are you riding with Chauncey Billups? You know, hide some money or something?
Dude, is that not the craziest thing ever?
Wild. That's really
Hey, you gotta read all the Like, I'm fascinated. That's why I didn't sleep last night.
I saw the video of him walking out of.
Well, it's one of the reasons I didn't sleep last night.
I saw the video of him walking out of the courthouse, and I was like, "Ooh, this dude's in rough shape right now."
No, I'm with you too, Josh. Here's the thing, though. I did have to get a new debit card printed because I couldn't find the one they mailed me.
Yeah.
And
I probably need a new one, too.
occasionally I have to get a blank check because I don't own a checkbook.
Yeah.
But I'm with you.
What do you need checks for?
Why did I? Oh, taxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird how like taxes people that do your taxes, they you can't like pay them in a.
Oh, and I had to get a voided check from one of the to get paid from a contractor.
You know what's really weird? I don't know why we're talking about this, but like the government knows how much money you owe because they tell you when you didn't pay the right amount of money. Why can't they just take that amount of money, like on the front end, instead of going through this whole thing?
I don't know.
Like, why do I have to file my taxes when you know how much money I owe?
It's very.
That
true.
seems a little silly because you're going to tell me if I didn't pay the right amount.
One of the things I don't like to do is talk about the government in terms of.
Oh, this isn't political. This has been like across whatever.
Listen, I'm not some of these.
I'm just don't understand. Like, they know how much money I owe because they tell you when it's incorrect. So why can't they just do that on the front end?
Sounds like they got to get their data together.
Oh, man.
Is that not like a pretty logical thing?
That's fair. Hey, Shane, speaking of data, do you want to talk about football now?
Yeah.
Data or data?
Either one, whatever you prefer. You know, it's kind of like West Omaha starts at 156th Street for some people. It's kind of, Okay, I got my board.
What do you got? So, are we opening with Bellevue West?
Yeah, maybe.
I think so.
Maybe.
Maybe. There's a lot tonight, by the way, that could flip a lot of stuff.
I know. How about the North score that threw everything into a little bit of a tizzy?
That was wild, by the way. I did not expect that one. Okay, ready? See this? That's 70. So 70 is how many extra points Tristan Alvano made in a row.
That's a lot.
He did, right? So 76 is the new record. And I'm going to probably mispronounce his name. Dave Fajaro from Millard South. He's at 76 currently right now this season.
They get that in one game?
No. And last year, 81 was the total record of extra points made in a season. He's hit 76 in a row. So 81, their kicker last year, can't pronounce his name, Millard South kid, had 81 last year. So record, we're getting close, right?
Okay.
So already beat the one. He's got 76 in a row. Beat Tristan Alvano's 70 in a row. All right, ready? 115. That is Jet Tamala's total passing touchdowns after last night. That is the career record for 11-man. That is the number.
What's the all-class record? Do we know?
That is the all-class record. He's got the all-class record.
Oh, no.
It's 115. I messed it up. I should have said that.
Okay.
Yes, he's got 115. So you know what that number is? Anyone have a guess? 9,163
career passing yards.
Career passing yards in Class A. You know how close Jet Tamala is to breaking that record? 330 yards away.
He may have to play a whole game to do that, though. So I don't know.
This is my guy Zane Floor's record. Like my guy. This is his record. So he's 330 yards away from breaking my guy Zane's record. So that takes me to the next topic of, is Jet Tamala the best pure quarterback that we've ever seen in the state of Nebraska? I've always said it's Zane because I'm talking like, passing and doing, everything like true quarterback, not Eric Crouch running the option. And I feel like he probably is. So I feel like Jet has probably passed Zane. Both have played multiple years and all of that stuff. So, yeah. Zane with less talent around him, though. So you got to take that into consideration. But Jet's pretty good. Also, changing topics. There was a 90-point win last night. Someone scored 90 points last night in a state playoff game. Playoff game, 90 points. I haven't heard anyone talk about that yet at all. Oh, how did they score now? Why did they score 90 points? Oh, shouldn't have scored 90 points. No, none of that. Where's that at? No one talking about that right now? We're just not talking about a state playoff game. A team scored 90 points. No crickets. It's just your silence right there. That was like no one saying anything.
Hey, anywho, how about Elkhorn North and last night? That was pretty legit.
Yeah, Elkhorn. Why do you have your eye? Or you just
I just never know with you. Like, is there some backstory that starts the diatribe? So I'm always conflicted on the cat.
I'm just saying, like, we made a huge deal about one team scoring 73 to nothing and one team scoring 80, whatever. Like, no one ever.
I almost feel like somebody's been in your ear the last handful of weeks because you're overdoing it.
No, I'm just.
You know what I mean? Like, you're overdoing it.
Okay, I am very much so over the topic and the conversation. Like, I really am. Like I see stories every day from people that are doing stuff, and I'm just done. Like, it's move on with your life, right? Like we know, like, they're fixing it. There's a fix. We've already discussed that. It's happening. Like. But I'm also very much so blowouts happen all the time. So anyway, Elkhorn North and Bennington, great game, really bad first half. I went back when I say
what do you mean, like the quality of play?
No, when I say bad, it was just boring. So let me rephrase. That's probably not what I should have said. So
that's
it was
what Lance does.
It was boring. It wasn't bad. There wasn't any scoring. Great defense, obviously, was played. The way Elkhorn North came out, Jace Reynolds, second play of the game, just jumps a pass, pick six, 21-yard pick six to start the game. That was crazy. And then the next.
Hey, what's his real size?
I mean, I don't know what he's listed at, but I talked to him last night and stood next to him. So he's 6'3", probably. Yeah.
Twitchy.
Very.
Seems bigger than that.
Yeah, maybe I would maybe go. You could get away with 6'4", probably.
Yeah.
So, I will tell you though, the guy that was impressive, very impressive last night for Elkhorn North, Barry Freeze is a dude.
Mm-hmm.
A linebacker for them.
I agree.
He's a monster.
Really good player.
Like, him going to Iowa State he's got a chance to be really good there. So he made a play at the goal line stop that Elkhorn North had in the first half, right? Was fantastic on that fourth down play. He kind of shot the gap, got kind of blocked-ish into the play and just made the play. Him and I guess it was a team tackle, but he was right there and kind of made the play. So big time performance from him and Elkhorn North. Ethan Beachy that dude is tough, man. He was getting hit all night and just kind of willed his team to victory. Obviously, Coach Stanley and that situation of losing a child is not awesome. And for him to shine, I left him alone last night, Coach Stanley, on purpose. I didn't want to, talk to him or anything before the game because it just being.
Ravi actually acted a little sensitive this morning too. I was shocked. That's how you know Coach Stanley's impact.
He
good for you to act like a normal person.
Yeah, I was a human being for a second there.
Ravi gave himself about 5 minutes to actually have a heart.
Oh wow!
I did not care for it.
It didn't feel right.
Yeah, I was like, nah, that's not me.
After the game, I was leaving, and I was like the last person to leave. the entire field and everything outside of maybe a janitor or two. And Coach Stanley, I just happened to walk by him. He was sitting in his car by himself, and he was crying and made eye contact, and he got out of his car and just gave each other a big hug. And I was like, hey, I like backed my head up and looked at him in the eye, and I was like, hey, I am really proud of you. Just being able to go through like the fight to even show up is hard, right? But it was senior night, and it was important for him to be there. So it was pretty hard. It's weird how, and I told him this too, it's kind of weird how sports can bring some healing. And I think that's what Elkhorn North did last night with that win. So to that community. So it's funny how that works, right? We all, everyone wants to complain about a bunch of things, but in the end, when you look at it, this is, it's sports, and there's some healing that can happen, whether there's all these lessons that you can learn from football or sports in general. And that was one, I think, last night, of just some resolve, right? Some just mental toughness to get through that for him. I mean, he wasn't obviously a part of the game plan and, all of that stuff, and hasn't been for a couple of weeks, but his ability to show up, he was on a headset and was, coaching up stuff, and didn't really want to do any of the media stuff, which I don't blame him. I wouldn't either. So it was pretty neat to see. Coach Stanley is a great dude. I've known him since he was at Elkhorn South as the defensive coordinator, obviously, and pretty special kind of human to get through that last night, I think.
Where are you going to be tonight?
Well, today I got some basketball. It's getting cold out, man. Yeah, I need to be inside. Like I got to get inside. So I'm going over to Des Moines this afternoon. There's a closed scrimmage that I was told I can be at. So I'm going to go see the blue and white team that plays in Des Moines this afternoon play the team from Omaha that is black and red, if you know what that means, men's basketball. So I'm going to go watch that. And then I'll be back.
Get to put eyeballs on the 7-footer.
Yeah, I'll be back tonight. And I think I'm going to kind of, helicopter maybe for a half and then a half, depending on how I see scores going. But I think I'm going to start at Elkhorn South, Papio South, and then maybe just head up 370 to Gretna East. Depend on the scoring. So, and how that works. So, and then I'm going to, that's it. Maybe we'll see Prep and Norfolk. We'll see what that score is like. Maybe I'd jump over there for a little bit, or I'll just pivot in the moment. So, but I will start at Papio South, Elkhorn South. Big game. Papio South wins that game, then they're locked into the 2. I think they're still gonna, I think, be in that. Here's one thing. So Millard South and West Side, West Side's the 1. I think that's clear. They're clearly going to be the 1. There's a lot of stuff in Class A playoff implications tonight, which is rare because there isn't always. I mean, there's a lot of dominoes that could fall and teams could be out. Like Millard West needs to beat Westview to get in. Norfolk could very much so help themselves and others with a win at Prep tonight. And if Norfolk wins that, there's a chance that Millard South ends up probably 2 or 3. So opposite. So it like for those that have talked about and want to see a Millard South West Side state final, you're rooting for Norfolk to win tonight in order to move Millard South up to a seed line or 2 to be on the opposite sides. So there's a ton tonight, and I don't want to go through all of that, but there's that outside chance that could happen, and that is thanks to my guy Phil Woodard
for. Hey, he's amazing. I hit him up last night, and he's like, he goes, I've never seen anything like this. And, he's really good at this. He's been doing it for a minute. Mm-hmm. He said this is as tight as he's seen it at this stage ever.
There's a ton of tiebreaker stuff that you have to go down through and all of that. So it's really, really, really tight. So we'll see how it shakes out. And then, it gets all started tomorrow. 8-man football playoffs got started last night. So there was a couple upsets, if you will. Shout out to my guy in Deschler, Hayden Delano, getting a road win, first ever.
Hey, our practitioner at Next Gen, she's from Deschler.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been to Deschler. I was there a couple weeks ago.
You were just there, right?
Yeah, I drive through there on my way. Sometimes if I go that way through Geneva to Wichita.
Wichita, yeah. Well, you don't drive through Deschler. You drive.
I know, I see it.
But it's down. It's that way. Yeah.
You get signed for it.
I do.
Yeah.
See it all the time.
Bruning and
Johnson Brock got a big win last night in 8-man.
Johnson Brock beat St. Pat's. Yeah, there was a few more of those in 8-man. And then so one thing with the 8-man playoffs, they actually reseed after the first round based off of wildcard points. So there'll be a totally kind of new bracket, if you will, for the 8-man playoffs. So what you saw last week was basically just the one game, play-in thing.
What's this Class B bracket going to look like?
We talked to Coach Mans, it's this morning with regards to Waverly. And I mean, I like his vantage point. I mean, you got to kind of play them all.
Yeah, you got to play everybody. Eventually, they're going to have to play. Everybody's going to have to play everybody, basically. So I've said it all year. I think it's one of 6 teams that can win the Class B state title, and I can't tell you which one. I'll go through those. It's the same 6 that I thought to begin the year. So I think that's Elkhorn North, Bennington, Scott, Gretna East, Waverly, Norris. So in whatever order you want, I just named them off the top of my head, not in a particular order or my favorites, but I think it's one of those 6. And then Seward's really dangerous too, could beat somebody. Scotts Bluff, Nate Kelly rushed the ball like 35 times last week.
Apparently he's got fresh legs in week 7 or 8. So
that's one. I mean, it obviously depends on if you got to travel to places and whatnot. So Class B is so much fun. There's a lot more purity, obviously, in Class B. I think it's just kids working hard, and I think we're in for some really, really good games in Class B. Even the quarterfinal games could be just awesome. So another one in A tonight, Southeast and Lincoln East is tonight. That's a big game too. So we'll see. Yeah, I think both teams probably get in. Southeast is could help themselves a lot by winning tonight.
Get your calculator ready.
That's our guy, Mike Sautter.
Yeah. Have a great day.
Hey, you too. NEB Preps and Hurrdat Sports. We'll talk to you later, Mike. Have a good week.
Yeah, bye.
See you, Jerome.
That is Mike Sautter, Hurrdat Sports and NEB Preps. If you end up in some sort of car wreck like the Class B bracket seems like it's going to be, make sure you get over to our guys at Dingman's Collision Center. They can help you out. They will get you all sorted. They're the best in Omaha, 20 straight years for auto body repair. They've got the latest technology and invest in training to make sure every repair is done to the highest safety and quality standard. Go to dingmans.com to learn more. It's Dingman's Auto Repair. That is DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
The Drive into Fall event is on at Edwards Ram and Jeep, Village Point and Council Bluffs. Lease the 2025 Ram 1500 Bighorn for just $359 a month with 0 down. Fearless fall savings with a massive inventory this October. Or upgrade to Adventure with the 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, lease starting at $299 a month with 0 down. Big inventory, bigger savings. Hurry to Edwards Ram and Jeep Village Point in Council Bluffs.
This season alone, I feel like a pretty significant amount, and it's just a huge kudos to my teammates because they've been so patient with me and they've been huge help. I mean, I now have a blocking goal at practice, and if I don't get that goal during practice, then I stay after, and Becca, Bergen, Kenna, Manaya, Brennan, like they all stay after with me until I get that blocking goal. So I'm just super grateful to all of them for their help because I would not have made these strides without them. But yeah, this season especially, I feel like I've, like blocking wise for sure, have made huge strides. Not only like stuff blocks, but just getting more touches. It's 4 stuffs per practice, which seems minimal, but when you get live play, like we're rotating a lot, especially now that we have 4 middles, it's a little bit less time on the court during practice with the drills that we do. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's really great because then you get to watch and you learn while watching the other middles, but it kind of shrinks your time a little bit to get those 4 stuff. So it goes by quick, and if I don't get that goal, then after practice we go to the wood court, and all the middles work on something differently, so all of us have a different goal, but that's mine specifically, and everyone helps each other get their goal at the end.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DBM Ravi, Lulla, reminding you that you can bundle and save with Central Federal Credit Union with their certificate and saving account bundle. You can get great rates and have your financial goals right at your fingertips. Discover more about the certificate and savings bundle today at centrusfcu.org. Terms and conditions apply, federally insured by NCUA. We are joined now by our guy, Ben McLaughlin from the Husker Radio Network and noted Charlotte Hornets fan. What's going on, Benny Mac?
I didn't say I wanted to share him. How's the our guy?
Oh, I'm claiming him because now we both have to we both share a love for Ryan Kalkbrenner now, so now he is also my guy.
I can't believe he started. Played 20-plus minutes.
And got you a double-double. You're welcome.
Wow. All the Musa Diabate fans aren't real happy about it, but I'll take it. We're undefeated, baby.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh, shoot.
I'm doing well. I'm a little nervous today. Probably not as nervous as my wife. My wife, first day back from maternity leave. So I was 1v3 with the kids this morning.
Oh, Lord.
So I've never played in a World Series game, but I would imagine the emotions are kind of the same, right? It's all the dads out there that have, like, gone through that the first day home with 3 by yourself. You know, you kind of wake up and put eye black on, and that's kind of like how we did. I know my wife is just absolutely by her phone waiting for an emergency panic call at any point, but what are we? Past 9:30 here in the Central Time Zone. That hasn't happened yet.
Who was up first, Kennedy or Bo?
Bo was up first. Kennedy she woke up and then she just kind of did her own thing. She went and passed out on the couch watching Hocus Pocus. So really we were down to 1v2, but we had the hard ones to deal with. Bo wasn't real happy that his, morning routine was changed up. And then Beckett obviously was new to him that I'm responsible for him for the first time. And I don't know that he can't talk yet, but I could read body language pretty well.
Like, where's the milk?
So,
yeah, yep, exactly.
Ben, I can identify because
no, you can't.
No, so my wife was out of town this past week, and I have 3 dogs, and it was a lot. I had to let them out all the time by myself. I had to feed them all the time by myself. Like we had a lot going on.
Yeah, if you want to trade the 3 dogs for the 3 kids at any point in time, my general manager line is open, and we can coordinate a trade.
You're more likely to get me to trade for Ryan Kalkbrenner.
So you know what's funny, B, is Zoe goes through these stretches of what she wants to watch in the morning. Like we've been through a couple different things.
She's not on the WWE anymore?
No, so now she's on this. Have you ever heard of the cartoon Kif?
Yes, I've heard of it. We haven't started it in our house, but I am aware of it, yeah.
Yeah, she's on Kif now every morning. It is like, I don't even understand what's going on, but I do know.
Is that like Lane?
It's just Kiff. I don't even know if it's a squirrel or a ground chuck. I don't know what it is. A woodchuck? I don't know what it is, but Ben, we may be saved tomorrow with an early radio show. They may kind of wait till the last minute to come down. So we may not have to have Zoe try to cheat versus you and Kerplunk this week.
Well, I did win last week, so she's probably chomping at the bit to get in there and take a hold of the series because it's 1-1 now. I got my revenge last week.
I told her, I said, Zoe, if you lose, you can't just give him all the marbles. And she's like, well, he doesn't care. He just laughs at me.
Well, yeah, she saw a different competitive side than you did ordering that Uber last week in Minneapolis. So I figured I'd cut her a little slack.
Yeah, Ben, so walk me through this here. I heard that you were trying to get them into a closed down restaurant. What happened?
Well, it doesn't shock me. That's the only part of the story that you heard.
I told it all. I told it all.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, B.
Well, Damon is Johnny on the spot with the Ubers, with the restaurants, and I kind of just don't mess with it. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, you do you, and I'm just, here so I won't get fined type situation. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to get this Uber. And so I typed in the name of the spot. It popped up. Damon's like, well, make sure it's the right one. And I was like, okay, yeah, there's 2 locations. I'm just going to click the closest one that Uber locks in. Very kind gentleman, Auburn Tiger fan, picked us up.
He was great, by the way.
He was. It looked like a house for chickens, like real live chickens. Looked nothing like a restaurant. And the guy goes, I'm not sure you're going to get the meal that you're looking for here. And I'm like, Brian, I think you're right. And Damon is having a meltdown in the back seat. Meltdown. So we had to quickly redirect. Thankfully, the nice gentleman, kind of went outside the Uber rules and took us where we needed to go. And then we walk in, and it was just like a scene out of a movie. The look on Kyle's face should have been on a poster or a T-shirt somewhere.
Oh.
Because not only did he have to suffer my mishap with the Uber ride, and I'm just beating myself up about it, as Damon knows, for the next 15 minutes. Damon takes us to some basically order at the counter burrito place with a bunch of military men inside, looking at us like we're cartoon characters.
Were they eating there, or were they guarding the place?
They were ordering.
Okay.
And they were trying to recruit us to stay, because Kyle and I were punting on this idea real fast when we walked in and didn't see a table. Mind you, all this happened in a span of like 36 minutes. So there was a lot going on in a short amount of time. And it was really hard to explain to people that weren't there.
Oh, Ben, I got to tell you, so none of this surprises me. DB last summer,
oh Lord,
in Indianapolis. So I'm going to paint the picture here a little bit. So we were staying at a hotel in what I would call an undesirable part of town.
Sure. Most of Indianapolis is that way.
Yeah,
as Mark Sanchez found out.
I think this was a particularly undesirable part of town, as when we went to the gas station across the street, there was a lot of bulletproof glass and bars on things.
Sure.
And so DB, of course, is like, hey, he sees all this, and he's like, I bet there's some good food around here. And so
sound familiar, B?
He takes us to this little hole in the wall place. Mind you,
was it next to a bail bond.
I think it was next to a Cricket Wireless on Martin Luther King Boulevard.
Okay, yeah, we're talking the same language. Okay.
Mind you, this is me and DB, which is like, okay, that's fine. And then it's Sasha and Avery with us as well. So he's making choices for a lot of people that may or may not want to be in this situation, myself included. And I wish it was a takeout burrito place, because we sat down there and there were a lot of people. Are
you talking about the biker place?
Yeah, there were a lot of people wondering what that particular group of people was doing in their establishment, because I don't think they'd seen a new face in at least a decade.
Oh, yeah.
How did you find us? Is probably their question.
Was the food not tremendous?
The food was very good.
It was
I
incredible.
thought you were talking about the burritos. The burritos were not.
No, they were horrible. Oh, I got the wrong order. So.
No, the food in Indy was very, very good. I have to give credit there.
We were nervous eating, though.
Yes, I was nervous the entire time. I was driving there, sitting there, ordering there. Our waitress was cool as a
I'm talking about chains, chaps, and tats.
And a lot of bars on the windows. Like a lot of bars on the windows. And they had given us a very nice rental car. We didn't order that. We just needed a big one, right?
Yeah.
They'd given us a very nice rental car, and I was like, I don't know if we're getting this one back.
Because of the motorcycles?
Just because of the general vibe of the area. But the food was good, so I guess we're cool, question mark?
Shoot.
And you're here.
Did you go to the place in New York with him where they were like, you shouldn't be here at night?
Oh, no, he didn't. No, because he came late. He came late.
Okay.
Yeah, he came late.
That's, it wasn't quite that, but it was probably somewhere between burritos and like, hey, come back during the daytime, DB.
Well, and do you know the funny thing is Kyle loved the breakfast.
He did. He did.
He was the only one that liked it.
I don't think we've been on the same page with a meal since Toe Met Leather in Kansas City.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we like it, he doesn't. He likes it, we don't. And nowhere in between.
I thought your place the other night was fantastic.
Yeah, that's Sharpie's spot.
Man, that place
Kyle
was good.
was put off immediately when I knew the waitress. Like that.
Now that
was
was that. Now you got to admit that was weird.
Wait, where did you know the waitress at?
She knew.
We went to this place called Hoyt's, JD Hoyt's.
Okay.
It was weird she knew what table we sat at. That was weird. I mean, we have eaten there a dozen times, so it's not like completely out of the realm that she remembered us in some capacity, because we always end up talking about Nebraska. Like,
yeah.
But the fact that she's like, oh, you sat here and there was something wrong with your food. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's weird.
Kyle was just floored. Because these two are just having this 10-minute conversation reminiscing.
Yeah.
I was like, this is incredible.
I'm just wondering what conversations Kyle has with his family about us when we're not around.
Yeah,
that's what
I said, oh my God, he has seen me and B Mac now, because we just continue to ascend, and he's got to be mortified.
100%.
That's all right. Hey, I got a question for you, because you escorted me down to the field. We were so kind to do, because me and walking by myself. When you came back upstairs, did you have a feel on Minnesota's mindset versus Nebraska's, or were you just like, it is what it is?
It felt a little ominous, and in a sense that, because we, as you know, we walk right by Minnesota's entering the field, and it's not like a short walk. Like, you're talking 30 yards of sharing the same walkway.
Well, you asked me which way did we want to go, because we didn't want to cut through them.
Yeah, and like it played out this way, but I got the feeling that Minnesota wanted to like rip our face off. Like that's how it felt down there. And with us, like I wasn't out there for warm-ups. I was back up at that point, but like we said this on the broadcast, they do not like us.
Yeah.
Like they don't like Nebraska. And even us as the radio guys, like I'm not super intimidating when you look at me, but I felt like they wanted to hurt me, like that's how I felt walking in there. And like, certainly they felt that way about our team wanting to go, lay some physical toll for 60 minutes. And that's exactly what happened.
As you kind of went through that and were around the Nebraska team both before and after that, did you get the sense that was kind of with that in mind, with how Minnesota, didn't totally love us? Did you get the sense that was a lack of preparedness from Nebraska, or just an inability to figure out how to match that level of emotion?
When I kind of reflect on last week, I think for me, the biggest thing was like, we weren't ready to meet that intensity early.
What I think.
And then what happened was there was a lot of looking around like, this shouldn't be happening to us. The part that bothered me, and I think Damon was in the same camp based on both of our body languages on the bus getting onto the plane, like it should bother you. It should have bothered you a lot more that they were tougher than you.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I never played football at a collegiate level or a professional level, but I hate losing, and I hate losing like that. Like at some point you buckle up your chin strap, you tighten up your shoulder pads, and you don't let that happen to you. Like that's what bothered me. And that's why it's given me confidence this week, because if your instinct is to do the opposite, like dreading going to practice this week, or like, ooh, like now the doubt creeps in, then this sport probably isn't for you. Like at some point, you have a jersey on, they have a different color jersey on, and it's about me versus you. Like that enough and alone should be enough to get you ready to go play. And so that's why I think you're going to see a different Nebraska team tomorrow.
Yeah, and part of that is, and tell me what you think about this, B, is, sometimes it's hard to match or to know what the energy is when somebody's kind of playing the they've been disrespected card, or they don't respect us, right? Because that's kind of the feel you get from Minnesota. Conversely, I'm not sure if we're overdoing it or it's the right amount, but there seems to be a tremendous amount of reverence for Northwestern coming into this one. Agree or disagree on how we feel about Northwestern, and do you think that that's more advantageous for a team like Nebraska, who's still trying to figure out where they need to be every week emotionally?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to tip your cap to Northwestern for sure. I mean, that they were projected dead last this year, and no one was picking them for anything. And the way their season started, to come back and do what they've done the last month, including beating Penn State, like if they don't have your attention, your focus isn't in the right spot. So I do think, when you say, are we on the same page with Northwestern? I think so, right? We better be, because the team better be. And if last week wasn't a wake-up call, and you got a team coming in here again that probably feels the same and some about feeling disrespected, and it's not necessarily, venom towards Nebraska, but Northwestern's felt that way forever under Pat Fitzgerald, that they're the underdogs, they're overlooked, they're a bunch of smart kids, they don't get the 4 or 5-star recruits, they're not a multi-million-dollar NIL school, so they play with a chip on their shoulder all the time. And Nebraska better be ready to be in a dogfight tomorrow, because 11 a.m. game at home, coming off a loss, like it's not hyperbole to think that there's potential for a sleepwalking quarter if you're not ready for another fist fight tomorrow morning.
Ben, what's a tangible thing you want to see? I know we always be like, hey, I want to see him come out and fight. I want to see him come out with juice. Like, what's a tangible football thing you want to see from Nebraska tomorrow?
I want to see tackling. Like that has been so frustrating from where we sit up in the booth, is the leaky yardage. And I think Matt Rule said a lot this week without saying much about tackling and diving at guys' ankles. And, it's just an attitude. And Northwestern has a good O-line. They have capable running backs. They want to run the ball. And so I want to see us bring guys to the ground on first contact. The leaky yardage has been really frustrating. And I think, even going back to before the season, Matt Rule made a comment one time about tackling in the preseason. And I think it's kind of stuck with this team at times. getting guys in space and, guys not getting other guys to the ground, leaky yardage, first downs. I mean, they just extend drives. And so if you get a hand or a hat on somebody, I want to see them down to the turf. Damon and I have been on this kick about solo tackles from the other teams the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And there's just not enough of those on our side.
When you're talking about kind of because sometimes during the broadcast we'll say, gosh, you look up and how's it 2nd and 5? With a team like Northwestern that's really good with yards after contact from the running back spot, how you think Nebraska plays this? Is this just make Stone, and I don't want to give away the pregame tomorrow too much, but because you've been on fire with that, but do you think you just line up and you make Stone throw it over your head?
Well, that's kind of what I thought Nebraska would do with Minnesota. Like something we had talked about last week is, Minnesota only asked their quarterbacks to make 3 or 4 to 5 throws a game.
Mm-hmm.
And that was even the case a little bit. Like the throw to Brockington, right? The one where you just drop the dime right in the guy's lap in the end zone. That was one of the throws I'm talking about. Like that's all Minnesota asked their quarterbacks to do. I think it's a little bit, too, going to hold true with Northwestern that, if they get back and Stone's dropping back 35 times, the game's not going to go how they want it to go. A lot of it's going to be dictated, I think, on first down success, right? Damon, how many times have we slid notes back and forth about average third down distance the last few weeks?
Yeah, how you calculate that's amazing, by the way. 9.7, 8.1, 6.4. It's like, this is nuts.
Well, I think if it's anything, 5.5 or greater, Nebraska's where they want to be, right? I think that's where you got to live. But I think Matt Rule even said that this week that, we got to be good on first down and we got to get guys to the ground because 2nd and 5, 3rd and 2, Northwestern's going to be perfectly content with a 13 plays, 7-8 minute drive and, taking as much off that clock and keeping the ball in Nebraska's hands as they can.
Ben, do you want to play a little game with us?
Sure.
All right. We've got some picks that we want to get to for college football this weekend. I won't make you pick Nebraska. Don't want to have any conflicts of interest there. But we want to get some college football picks. You want to join us?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm in.
All right. This is Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook. All right. We're going to start off in the Ponzi scheme SEC. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Part of the reason I call it that, for a lot of reasons, but Ole Miss is a 5.5-point underdog to Oklahoma. Ole Miss could lose this game, go 10-2, and the best win on their schedule would be over what I believe is a pretty mediocre LSU team and could easily make the playoffs. So that seems fun. Anyway, Ole Miss is a 5.5-point dog against Oklahoma. How you feeling?
That's a tough one. Ole Miss is an interesting study this year. 5.5 is a big number. Just because Lane Kiffin's weird, I'll take the Rebs, and I think he kind of understands what's on the line this weekend. So I'll take Ole Miss.
DB,
I'll take. I will not take Ole Miss. Give me all 5.5.
You taking Oklahoma?
Yep.
I'm also going to take Oklahoma because it'll fit my weird narrative. All right, Alabama minus 11.5 against South Carolina. DB's been kind of watching this one all week. How you feeling about the Tide versus the Gamecocks?
South Carolina's been really frustrating for those fans in that state. I felt like this was the year they were gonna turn around. They finally had a quarterback they were all in on. Shane Beamer is awfully whiny to me. I mean, even going back to the kickoff thing last year against Brett Bielema, right, where they put their arms out, like I was all the way out on that guy after that. So I won't pick them to win anything. Give me the Tide.
I'm also going with Bama. I think it's big for a reason.
I'll take South Carolina.
All right. Missouri is a 2.5-point dog at Vandy. Vandy just keeps on winning. How you feeling about the Commodores?
Yeah, I for some reason it's like that the game 21 in your driveway where you have to prove it, right? When you hit 21, for some reason I'm kind of feeling that same way about Vandy every week. They've given me no reason to really doubt them, but Drinkowitz I think he's just strange enough to pull this one out. So I'll take Mizzou as much as that pains me to say.
I'm really starting to doubt you. Only Psychos played Prove It in 21. I don't know what you're doing there.
I didn't make the rules. I didn't have a hoop. So it was house rules.
Okay, fair enough. DB, who do you got?
I'm going to take Missouri.
Give me Vandy. BYU. This is one of my favorite things, Ben. You don't know this about me, but there is a huge trend with unranked home favorites against ranked teams that are coming to their house. We've got two of them in a row. The first one is Iowa State's a 2.5-point favorite against BYU.
No, I like BYU. I know that Damon's an ISU Matt Campbell guy, but those guys are real tough. I've been unimpressed with Iowa State at the quarterback spot this year. I'll take BYU.
Give me the Cyclones.
I'm going Iowa State as well. This next game also falls
That hurts my feelings, B.
This one also falls under that category. Washington, unranked, 4.5-point favorite at home against ranked Illinois. How you feeling?
Ooh,
this game's weird. You got the travel too. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. This is a tough one, right? I feel like I'm growing to like Washington more and more every week. So I'll stick with that. Although I think Brett Bielema has really already started his playoff bidding for Illinois. I'll take Washington though. Give me the Huskies.
Yeah, I'll take Washington as well.
Oh, that's the first one we've all three agreed on. We got the Huskies. That means Illinois is probably going to win.
Yeah, go load up.
Go Champagne.
Texas is a 6.5-point favorite at Mississippi State. What are we doing with the Longhorns?
Do they figure it out ever? I don't know.
God, this is tough.
I'll take Texas. Of all the picks so far, that's the one I'm least liking. I'll take Texas, and it tastes like sour.
I'm gonna go with the folks in Stark Vegas. Give me Mississippi State.
I think I'm going with the Bulldogs as well. Give me the 6.5. All right, last one here. It's the Big Ten West Bowl. Minnesota, 7.5-point dogs at Iowa.
Seems big.
It seems really big.
Yeah, are we sure there's going to be 7.5 points scored in this one?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Let me check the over/under on this one while you're thinking about
40.
it.
It's 40.
Under. Let's just all hammer the under.
I'll take the Ghosts to cover. I think Iowa wins, but I think Minnesota covers.
7.5.
I'm going to pull a DB here.
I think it's big for a reason. I'll take the Hawkeyes.
Me too. I think it's big for a reason. We're going with Iowa.
I'll take the Hawkeyes.
Benny Mac, thank you so much for indulging us. Also, I never asked you if I'm allowed to call you that or if that's just a DB thing. So if you hate it, text me later.
Sometimes when I get mad at him, I just ask him about his government.
All right, we better end this before we get off the rails.
I just can't
Thanks
wait.
for having me, guys.
I just can't wait to enjoy how much you're going to fall in love with Ryan Kalkbrenner over the course of the season and to watch your consternation over having to root for a Creighton guy every night. It just brings me so much joy.
Well, and what makes it worse is you suggested BJ Edgecombe to Charlotte when I was on the 8th green in Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and he had a 42-piece the other night. So that makes me feel good.
That was pretty good on his part. I don't know.
All right, man. Enjoy parenting. I will see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
It'll be dark and early. But yeah, I'll be there.
All right, buddy.
Bring the caffeine. Thanks, guys.
You got it.
Thanks, Ben. That is Ben McLaughlin, and that was Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook. Make sure you download the app and go to either location in Lincoln or in Omaha. DB, do you want to give a prediction on Nebraska?
Yeah, I'll take Nebraska 27-17.
27-17. I'm just going to take Nebraska with the points. I'll cover the spread. I don't want to give a number. I've been off on my numbers lately, so I'm not going to give it a number.
Got to go back to the well.
But I am picking Nebraska to cover. Shane, do you have one?
I like it being under. 27-17 sounds pretty good to me.
Oh, yeah, he's hammering the under.
I'm hammering the under.
I forgot about that. He's like, oh, that's high. 43.5, that's high.
Dude's crazy.
That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live. Don't forget, you can join us a week from today for our only live show of the season. Get to hurrdatsportsbar.com to RSVP for our live show next Friday. We'll see you on Monday.
See you. Have a good day. Love you.